like this, just start.
Yeah, we're gonna bitch hog tie you up to the front.
I'm okay with that. Whatever.
Such a bitch. He doesn't even fucking say anything. He's like, yeah, whatever.
Well, hey, at least I mean, I'm assuming it's a fun little volunteer project that I can, have fun with. What's going on?
Oh, you know what? Shit, I have 2 grinders. If I do get this other project, you could help me cut the back off of it.
If you need it.
I won't. When do I ever ask anyone for... Well, actually, no, I asked the all the fucking time for help.
You can ask me.
Yeah, you're not as mechanically inclined.
Well, that's why, educating a friend could be a cool idea. I don't know.
I'm not a very good teacher.
I'm a visual learner, so as long as you can kind of show me where and what a thing is called, I should be able to get it.
Oh, man, I'm gonna dust on this fucking thing. Freeze!
Luckily, that ain't real. At least not the real one.
Oh, is it?
Let's not have the Twitch incident again, but luckily there's no mass flaggers and morons to fucking do,
Oh, hell yeah, that's right. Take it, you banned from Twitch.
Not really. Like, it wasn't you. It was just the fact that what you were looking like you were doing made it, quote, offensible to Twitch, even though it wasn't.
He's fucking running for it. Suckers, come here, bro. I wouldn't shoot you. I wouldn't shoot you, buddy. I like you too much.
Maybe with a water gun. Or a leaf blower. So, like, he went insane over the leaf blower. He was just like, jumping around being nuts.
Bro, this is my old dog, and I pointed a gun at him. My old pit bull, we used to point fucking, like, guns at, like, right at it, and it would just fucking go nuts.
Well,
and,
yeah.
like, start barking, and he'd start...
Well, yeah, probably because
We used to point a staple gun at my pug, and my pug would go fucking nuts.
Oh, probably... Is there, like, some underlying, like, shit I should be knowing about with that?
What?
Like, pointing guns at dogs, like, really?
Yeah, they're never loaded.
That's not the point. They're not supposed to do that even if they're not loaded, dude. That's gun etiquette 101. You don't aim at something unless you tend to shoot it, even if it's not loaded.
They weren't even real guns, so they didn't even matter.
Well, even with fake ones. And a staple gun is indeed a real gun.
Not when it's not loaded.
Yeah, it is still... So is that not a gun because it's not loaded?
No, that's still a gun.
Point stands. Same with a staple gun.
A staple gun's technically not I can stand right here. And
Depends on staple gun.
No. Most staple guns don't have that good a reach.
Well, if it's one of those, like, hardcore industrial staple guns that have, like, a little CO2 power to it, like a nail gun or some shit.
Oh, you're
like
talking
those,
talking like some, like, fucking plug it into the wall, fucking hang some drywall bullshit. Fuck no, I don't got nothing that powerful.
Yeah.
What?
What?
That's a recycle bin.
Oh, I put it outside because it's full now.
How did it go from pretty close to empty to full? And
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking plastic that wasn't picked up in the kitchen. That's why. Frankly, because there's a lot of things that you leave around that could be picked up, but not you, obviously. But Bozo over there. It's like, how did I go from mostly empty to full? It's like, what the fuck
Where did the dog go? Come on.
It's like, I don't know. What do you think there, bud? Right, yeah. Yeah. I'm definitely feeling like a little bit of a gloaty mood. Because it's like, gee, I wonder fucking why. Because now, the one time I actually have some legit time to, do some stuff, it's just like, oh, what? It's like everything wants to be a clusterfuck about it. It's like, okay.
So
And he's all like surprised and shocked that like, oh my god, wait, this isn't here now? It's like, yeah, because 1, trash night, 2, fucking, I don't know. I wonder what, you know, a bunch of fucking cardboard and shit was all just not dealt with whatsoever. That is
so
now
first, we're not
not
gonna
there
hear the end
anymore.
of this tonight. He's gonna
Frankly,
go on.
yeah, honestly, you probably won't. I mean, not just from me, dude. You're gonna hear from Logan too, dude. I guarantee it. They're going to. He's you know, he's gonna have his.
Okay.
Are you okay?
No.
Damn, bro.
I'm going into the apocalypse.
Well, I mean, I guess we are technically halfway there. We're halfway to the apocalypse, aye. Aye. Man, before I started this up, I kind of low-key dropped a full-on Star Bomba in the in my little Telegram chat. Because frankly, like, basically kind of getting bombarded from, like, all sides about bullshit was like, you know what, fuck this and fuck that. Yeah, like, that's not flying. Especially considering it was already something I was going to do anyway. I was just going to let it be a casual thing. But no, now it's a moment for me to legit be prideful and gloatful and then, you know, rub it the fuck in. Because, especially one thing I'm definitely not fucking, you know, exactly fond of is, you know, random outright fucking fantasies or accusations or assumptions that are just outright beyond fucking bullshit and not true. On the internet, from random weirdos and shit, that's one thing, but from a friend group, that's something different. If anything, that's more of a personal stab in the gut more than anything. Because it just shows that, am I really a friend, or am I just like some sort of or is there a caricature of, you know, who I am as a friend to you, and me as a person, I'm not actually a friend, but a caricature of who you made up. So it's just like, I mean, what? So definitely got a little bit of a fucking trust issue now at this point. It's like, dude, fucking really?
I wonder what my boss would say if I wore this to work.
I've done that before.
This is where this whole fucking thing to work.
How
may I help you today?
I mean, funny enough, I've done it before. There's been times at work where there's shit that is just so fucked up and it's so rank and smells so bad, I have brought that to work. Mainly for the smell and all that shit.
Yeah, I need that to walk through that room with fucking chicken smell. Jesus fucking Christ.
Really? Over chicken? Oh my god, yeah, that's right. That's right. Even the smell makes you repulsed.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Huh?
Harley doesn't know the story. You should tell him why you're repulsed by chicken.
No, please don't.
It's actually not as bad as you think. It really isn't. It was a college experiment gone wrong. Pops. Pops. Tell Harley about the story of how you accidentally ingested salmonella.
Imagine a beef carcass crawling with maggots. That's what chicken smells like to me.
Yeah.
A beef carcass? A beef?
I don't care. Something big and huge crawling with maggots. That's what chicken smells like to me.
Well, tell him the origins. I'm trying to get you to tell him the story of why. Not how or what. Or like...
I don't know why. It's just a biological thing.
I thought it was because you ingested salmonella in college and you were sick for like 3 months or some shit. Because didn't you used to be fine and fit up until that point?
I fucking love chicken.
And you fucking get at me for not liking most cheese? And you fucking out here, like, you're like the only person in the world, black, white, Asian, don't fucking matter, that don't like fucking chicken.
I can get it, dude. Some people just don't like chicken.
I cannot handle chicken. It's like smelling rotten meat. Beyond rotten meat.
Beyond rotten meat.
It's like
Oh my
a pile of maggots.
Have you ever seen or smelled prosciutto?
Prosciutto.
It's a ham that's apparently like dry fucking roasted or some shit. Or like dry seasoned or something. And honestly, it smells gross. It tastes gross. It's fucking repulsive. What he's describing sounds like prosciutto. At least to me. But apparently for him, that's chicken, I guess. The only human being I think I've ever known outside of a vegan or a vegetarian that does not like chicken. Because, like, how does somebody not like chicken?
I mean, everyone has different taste buds.
But outside of a vegan or a vegetarian and him, who doesn't like chicken though?
I imagine a lot of people.
I never seen them.
Oh, it's not very rare. It's very rare.
Hence vegetarian or vegan. I make exceptions for them.
There's just random green pants over here. What the fuck?
Oh, my roommate was giving me those. I haven't put them in my room yet. Just because it's doing other shit. So, and yesterday I was with my mama for the most part. No.
Yeah, I heard it was
So.
your mom's birthday yesterday.
Yeah. She was doing pretty good and all that fun stuff, so... I mean, you know, for given circumstances.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that one.
Like,
Huh?
my God. Really?
Me and your mom are like 50-50.
I know. I mean, honestly, I think she has, like, a sense of feeling bad, so now she's trying to, like, you know, make up for it in a way.
It's too late. It's too late. Go fuck yourself.
It's fucking too late.
There's some other choice words I could say, but I can't say them on YouTube. Oh, they'll get you demonetized faster than saying the N-word. And it's in like a real black neighborhood. I don't fucking know.
Okay.
I was trying to think of a place that has like a lot of like African Americans at one time, and I just couldn't think of anything that wouldn't end up being like super racist.
Just an African American community?
I was gonna say North Portland, but yeah.
Well, that would, you know, there's a lot of African communities in North Portland. I mean, there's I guess Detroit. I mean, there's a lot of, I mean, never mind. I'm not gonna expand on this further.
Why not?
Because, like, I mean, just naming, like, you know, saying, or like, I don't want to get you TOS demonetized, you know, like faster than whatever the fuck, you know, like saying the N-word in the black community or whatever, but it's just like, I mean, it's not inherently racist. If anything, that's just more of an analogy of like, yeah, like, you know, I don't want to say something that could basically be the equivalent of me getting my ass beat, you know, for saying the N-word in a black community, because obviously you will very likely get your ass beat. Probably rightfully so, if you're just going around black neighborhoods just yelling, neighbor! Obviously not neighbor, but, you know, you get the point.
I don't know, they might give you an award. They might look at you like, you're a brave white boy. And then beat your ass.
Yeah, be like, here's an award for being a brave white guy, but guess what, we're still kicking your ass. I mean, I can see that.
Here's the Darwin Award.
I could kind of see maybe like older black folks being like, "Oh, come on now, don't be so blah blah blah," and just kind of like talk to you like they're lecturing you like they're your grandson or something like that. I mean, so I guess it just depends on who happens to be outside at the given moment when you happen to.
The one thing I don't get is when an African American person goes up to another African or another black person. And like, what up?
Oh, well, it's...
I was like...
I mean, it's because, like, for them, it's, like, it's a different meaning and connotation. It's also kind of, like, you know, the cultural, like, lingo that, you know, develops, you know, a lot from their, you know, from the community stuff. It's not, like...
I'm like, whoa!
Yeah, for them, it's, you know, for...
And white people can't say it.
Well, the thing is, like, there's also other black folks. There's actually, from what I understand, legitimately kind of, like, a debate between some more like politically active black folks and shit, or at least black activists, that some say it's okay, and sometimes people, if the black folks have white friends and they are okay with it, then then it doesn't have to be that big of a deal to try to enforce like the political correctness of it. But if you feel like but there's also others that view like, no, it should not be said even by other black people, period. So
I agree with those people. I don't think anyone should be able to say the N-word.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a pretty...
I don't give a shit if you're black, white, Asian, Caucasian.
Well, that's the same thing as white, yeah, pretty much. But yeah, no, I'm pretty much kind of the same boat, especially at least if given the context of the word.
Common word when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's the point though, because it's, yeah, can you not though? Because it's like there's a lot of fucking racist...
What the fuck?
It's because it has inherent...
Everyone get the fuck over it.
That's not the point. The point, it has inherent racist connotation to it, and that's the whole aspect of it. Language adapts and changes, and this is something that, hasn't adapted because of a lot of the historical context of the word and shit.
It's a derivative of stupid-ass white people from the South that couldn't...
That was cracker.
Negro, so they said nigger.
That's not exactly what it was, no. I mean, a lot of poor white folks didn't really have any issue with the word. If anything, a lot of poor white folks were known as crackers and shit, more so than that, so... I mean, not exactly.
Everyone nowadays is too uptight. There was like...
No, not... The people who are like uptight are like the weird like far-right Christian conservatives who are butthurt about like trans people and shit.
Color spectrums, just like, get over it.
That's not how it works, but okay.
I agree here, Dan.
That's not how it works. Like, you're basically telling, like, some black person to get over the fact that a word has been used to oppress and subjugate them and basically was used as a way to enforce their slavery.
I'm not agreeing on that. I'm agreeing that people should get the fuck over it and stop being whiny little bitches about everything.
I mean, at this point, it's mostly the far right, people who are being hyper anti-trans, anti-queer, and anti-women when it comes to, like, they're the ones at this point being the most...
Who the fuck gives a crap about any of that?
Christian, far-right, American nationalists, and fascists.
If they want to be miserable like the rest of us, then, well, let them be fucking miserable like the rest of us.
Well, they're fucking, the fact that a lot of fascists and American nationalists and that also run a lot of our government seem to really give a shit. It's part of the reason why I got that, because, frankly, it's just like considering a lot of the rise of these anti-queer, anti-women, fascistic motherfuckers and Christian nationalists, like, doesn't exactly make me too comfortable or keen about like how shit's turning. Because people like us, frankly, are, you know, being more and more targeted every fucking day by these people. Systemically and otherwise.
Hello, you second.
I mean, that's why, like, certain things, like, when it comes to words, or, like, certain ideas and shit like that, yeah, I mean, it tends to be a little bit more touchier, but that doesn't mean you can't discuss it or anything like that, but, I mean, that's what I was saying about earlier, like how...
Right.
Huh?
So, wait a minute. If you got the N-word for Africans, and you got cracker and white trash for white people.
Well, white trash is... Well, there's multiple for white people. There's also fucking, like, snow melon or like, or like a snow bunny.
Snow bunny? I've never fucking heard that one before.
It's a term for like a white girl that, that's is sexually attractive or like, you know, of a, you know, like someone you're sexually attracted to who's a white female as a black person. From what I understand, I could be wrong, but that's what I understand it at least. There's also colonizer, there's cracker, there's hillbilly, hick. There's actually a lot of different words. I'm forgetting a few of them, but some of them are actually pretty funny. And the only one that I, at least for me, would probably be at least mildly offended with is colonizer, because, like, what? I'm not a part of, like, the closest really is to my non-biological family, which is on my dad's side, and the other half is, like, I mean, I'm not even really that connected to them. You know what I mean? So it's like, I was born and raised here, and frankly, like,
So,
I'd rather...
Then wouldn't it be... actually, I probably can't say that one on stream. Never mind, we're not going down this rabbit hole.
Yeah, I mean, at least places for, like, YouTube and shit, unfortunately, it tends to be a little more, you know, a little bit more restricted, at least.
I don't know, I just started thinking of racial slurs for all, like, different races.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, honestly, frankly, there's a fucking lot, because humans are shitty people. we're a shitty species to each other.
Yeah, well, I can't figure out one for Cubans.
Probably the same as any other Latin American slur.
No, they should get their own.
I'm pretty sure they do, but why does that matter? No, they shouldn't. What?
They should just have their own.
Oh my god.
Because they are a bunch of a-hole assholes. I can say this, I used to work with a bunch of fucking Cubans.
Well, not really. Like, I mean, what? Like, native-born Cubans or ones that fled to America? Because a lot of the ones that fled to America are, like, usually, like, ones who were part of the capitalist regime before Castro and shit, and the ones, or at least were against the Castro's regime and fled to America, and a lot of the ones that live there are going to be, obviously...
Now, we're, like, talking, like, 100% fucking die-hard fucking Cubans.
That doesn't really say if they're, like, you know, refugees from the, like, Castro government, or if they, you know, were... you know, like, do or what, which chances are it's probably likely the case their parents were refugees from the Castro regime when they took power.
I don't know, I never talked to them that much to actually figure it out.
It's kind of interesting, because honestly, there's kind of a lot of different interesting things that we kind of try to figure out about some of our China chefs, you know, based on their backgrounds and stuff a little bit, because we know one of our China chefs used to be a part of like the Hong Kong area, and we're not too sure if he was like a refugee or if he was, you know, or what. Which chances are he probably was, you know, but you know, part of kind of like the Taiwanese side of the whole conflict and all this other shit. So it's kind of, and honestly, all in all, it's kind of interesting just because then you could kind of guess about like, you know, what their parents or like, you know, the past generations have been through based on, you know, where they were historically and shit.
Honestly, if Cuba wasn't a dictatorship, I would totally move to Cuba.
It's not even really that much of a... That's just kind of a weird false idea that America has because it has this weird grudge from the Cold War because of the Cuban Missile Crisis and all that shit. Like, honestly, Cuba is while in certain ways, more definitely authoritarian, but they like when it comes to healthcare, when it comes to education, a lot of other things, like workers' compensation and shit like that, they're actually, pretty legit, and at least Obama was trying to do some normalization of relations with Cuba, which helped bring forth some more reforms into the country, like having small businesses legalized and stuff like that. So, if anything, Cuba now is probably a little bit better than it was like a decade or so ago. So, if anything,
Alright. Quit thinking you're nuts.
So if anything, I'd say, yeah. Like, honestly, if America didn't have the fucking treaties it had against Cuba and shit, and we can have more ease of access and travel to Cuba, dude, fuck yeah. I'd at least love to visit it to check it out.
Hell no, I want to go to Cuba because Cuba's stuck in the 50s.
Not really.
No, yeah, they are. Like, their automobiles are all from the 50s.
I mean, there is, not entirely, but there is kind of a reason for that, is because of a lot of the U.S. treaties that are still going on today, because we've been embargoing Cuba for fucking ever. Because of a lot of the historical context, like the whole meme about how it's hard to get Cuban cigars and shit like that.
What's funny is there was like a documentary I was watching, and then the Cubans were like, they were looking at new cars, and they're like, no.
Yeah.
They were just like, no.
If anything, they probably have their own industry for automotives, and they just probably make a lot of parts for what they already have and shit, and just, because the whole idea, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, why not? If anything, they probably have, like, modernized their infrastructure in other ways because of that. Like, they probably have better public transit systems, better, light rail systems in their towns, possibly. I don't know if they do or not, but...
Zukov, quit playing with your junk.
You being a weirdo, Zukov? Yeah, that little... told me he was. Silly boy.
Bro, I just told you to stop playing with yourself.
He's just gonna keep... Yeah, I don't think he's gonna stop, bro.
Bro, you just can't play with yourself in public.
You don't give a fuck. He has no fucks given.
He's just looking at me like, what, bro?
I ain't doing nothing.
I'm just sucking myself off, bro. What? He's like, you jelly? You jelly? You can't do it? So why you're hating?
What a goofball.
This goes back to sucking himself off. Wow. Fucking wow, bro.
I don't think he's literally doing that, but okay. Yeah, he's licking. That's not sucking. There's a difference.
You didn't see him earlier, so...
Oh, was he actually...
Yes!
Fucking little freak? What a... You're... What the fuck? What a little weirdo.
Bro, you sniffing your own ass now?
Hey, stop it! Okay, now you're just weirding me out now, dude. Bruh. Bruh. Stop it.
He's like, no, fuck you, bro.
Damn, dog. Looking at all them nuts and shit. Jeez.
He's like, I'll do what I please, motherfucker.
Evidently.
I'll lick and scratch wherever I please, bitch.
Evidently he will.
And there's no one on Suzuki Street.
Yeah, there is.
Like,
But-
what, one person?
I mean, I was doing it earlier, so it's probably YouTube's notification shit's probably being all weird. Like, what? You there was one already. What? Another one? But yeah, it's whatever. It's a whatevs. There's actually was a
Bro,
funny thing I saw.
can't wait for fucking 2024.
Why 2024?
Cause Mad Max, bro.
Oh, Furiosa.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty down to check that out too, honestly. Like it's like from what I've heard about it, it's been sounding pretty dope.
And Fast 10's coming out too, and I'm just like, god damn it.
I'm definitely more into checking out Furiosa though, myself at least. The Fast and
Wait.
Furious movies, I'm just so done with them, honestly.
Man, after the last one, Fast 9 was complete fucking garbage.
Most of them have, honestly.
Nah! Like, all the way up to
Oh man.
Fast... Fuck, when did it start becoming shit? I want to say, like, Fast 4 or 5. Everything after that's crashed.
That's most of them. 4 to 5, that's at least half or more. So yeah, at this point it's more of a cash grab. Like, and honestly,
Like the first 5 movies were, like, decent.
the first 2 were definitely aight for sure. Like the first one I liked. The second one I was like, okay. You know, definitely didn't like as much as the second one. The third one I was like, meh. Fourth one I'm like, why? Okay, this is starting to be a cash grab. And then after that I'm like, okay, fuck this. Like,
Everything everything up to the 5th movie is good. Everything after the 5th movie
man, you
is
are
trash.
you're more admirable. I bailed out after the 5th one. I was like, nope, cash grab shit, I'm done.
I've seen every one, so
That's why they keep making them, because they keep suckering people like you. They're like, oh, it's garbage, but oh well, hey, another one. They surely can't fuck this up.
You know what?
It's like, no.
I totally go for just to see how bad it is.
I can get it, but you can just wait until it's on like a streaming service or pirate it.
Not the same. I want to.
He wants to absorb it all in the theater.
I want to absorb the shitness in the theater.
Still pay for the ticket. Pay for a movie, then just like strategically place yourself in another one. You know, that's Fast 10, where you don't have to pay for it.
Fucking, I heard there's rumors that Jason Momoa's in the 10th movie.
You got to get all the big muscle guys now. That's popular. Momoa.
It's like, honestly, the only reason I went and seen Fast fucking 9 was I really just wanted to see how bad John Cena fucked that movie up.
30 fucks. He's not a good actor at all.
He's fucking terrible.
He's horrible. Never seen any of them. You're probably more enlightened than both of us are. I'm more than him, but I am less than you.
I hate Fast and Furious because they made the whole Ricer scene really fucking popular in America.
Well, it's not just that, but it's also a major corporate cash grab franchise now. It's just basically a corporate brand that they push every time. That's why they do them like every 3 fucking years or so, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, because they keep making movies and they
You keep making money off of it, basically, and they're like, well, people keep soaking this up, so we'll just keep making them.
No, it's because kids see Fast and the Furious and they see all the fucking, like...
Cool zoomy zoom cars going
and
zoom
they
zoom.
see those piece of shit fucking little Ricer cars and they're like, I wanna be badass like fucking, Paul Walker and fucking,
I don't think they give a fuck about the actor names or anything like that. It's like, I want to be like the bald cool guy, like the Momoa fella or something. You know, they're not even gonna...
I wanna be cool like the fucking guy.
I say Momoa fella because honestly, I guarantee you, like, any kid looking at these films aren't gonna care.
Bro, Jason Momoa as a person, badass.
Yeah, Momoa as a person is actually kind of a cool dude.
Why he's doing Fast and fucking Furious, I have no fucking
Yeah, well, because actors gotta get fucking money, I guess, so.
Bro, he has like a... Oh, you know what's fucking hilarious and what I just found out about Jason Momoa?
I've heard there's a scene where someone races while dragging a safe. Is that true? Not up here, at least. That sounds like straight up like a Arkansas thing or something. Or like some...
No, he's talking about Fast and Furious, and yes, they did.
Oh, yeah, no, okay. You're talking, yeah. For some reason, I thought you meant scene as in, like, is there, like, some racing scene that somebody, you know, that, like, okay, my brain. Doing some work today and shit. And also been all flustered because...
I'm scared that I actually just know that. Like, I know what he's talking about. Like, just off the top of my head, I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, well, see, this, like, I haven't paid attention to them in such a long time that it kind of fell out of my head.
Like, that seems so fucking, like...
Honestly, I doubt that would even work unless you had, like, a really heavy-duty fucking, like, 50s era truck or some shit. Like, honestly.
Oh, no, like...
With, like, a hardcore, you know, power engine in there or some shit.
This is why I don't like Fast and Furious. They do shit that's not even fucking possible.
That's that's also
That's so unrealistic. And Fast 9...
like
they
getting a car in an elevator or something and then driving it out of a building and crashing into another building, which sure looks cool, but yeah.
Oh, that was Fast fucking...
5006.
I think that's Fast 7, I think. Or was it 6?
I'm just gonna say 5006. Sounds funnier.
I don't fucking remember. They're all a fucking blur.
Think of it positively. There is even a Fast and Furious trivia context. You'll be set. Oh yeah, true.
What?
If there's a Fast and Furious trivia contest, you'll be set.
Bro, no, I wouldn't. I would literally have to rewatch most of those because there's a lot of shit, like little shit that I totally just forgot about.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Fucking in the new one, they strap a fucking jet engine to a Porsche, and they go into outer space. And I literally sat in theater. I'm like, this isn't fucking possible. The fucking Porsche would burn up. It wouldn't even get out of the first layer of our atmosphere before the whole fucking car melted. Like, it's not physical. You cannot go through the atmosphere with a fucking Porsche.
Unless you had a Falcon 9 rocket, because Musk launched a Tesla into space that one time, but he had it in a cargo container where it eventually, and then just.
Yeah, it's in a cargo container. We're not talking.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like a fucking car acting like a rocket going into outer space.
And let me guess, somebody's in it just vibing in there.
Two guys are vibing in there.
Oh yeah, a non-pressurized fucking cabin that is known as a goddamn Porsche, and you're in goddamn space, so it's strapped to a fucking rocket. Fast, Furious in space. Fast and spacious. Fashion spacious, dude.
Zukov! Quit showing off that you can lick your own goddamn nuts.
Those are not nuts, those are peaches.
He's leaving now.
He's over here. You little peaches.
He's like, I'll go look myself somewhere else, bitch.
Sweet little baby boy.
Vin Diesel and John Cena look nothing alike. I'm just like... No, you know what keeps bringing me back to Fast and Furious? Is there's parts of those movies that aren't trash. There's like scenes from Fast 9 that aren't fucking garbage. Like, if you took out all the garbage and just had those, like, solid-ass scenes, fucking be a great movie. Like, it'd be solid. But no, we gotta add all this fucking bullshit.
Man, we're at our own little fighting boys moment right now.
Huh?
We're having our little fighting boys moment right now. I just had an epiphany. You know, DFF, right? They Scotty and TJ, the brothers, they have their own little side channel called Fighting Boys, where they mostly talk about, like, entertainment shit, movies and stuff, and I just had an epiphany. We're just kind of having our own little moment like that right now.
Oh my god.
Having a Fighting Boys moment, fighting about movies and entertainment, always Fast Furious right now. By the way, both of them hate the fucking franchise, so if I show you, like, any reaction they have to the trailers or anything like that, you will get triggered.
I honestly probably would agree with them, to most of them.
Well, I don't know. Here, let me see if they actually I know they probably did for, like, patrons once. Let me see if they did for,
I don't even know if there is a trailer for Fast 10.
Well, I know they did for Fast 9 once. Elvis, house rap.
I feel like I'm not gonna agree with them. I don't even remember the trailer for Fast 9.
Trying to see. I don't think they did, though. That's the thing. I need to see if they did, but yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think they made one yet. But I know I have heard them talk about Fast and Furious before in the past.
It's confirmed. Sonic 3, motherfuckers.
A third one? Wait, there was a second one flew past my radar?
Yeah.
A second one flew past my radar?
Yeah.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
I just watched it the other night. It's actually pretty good.
Oh no.
Like, Sonic 1 was okay.
Well, you want to know why it's only okay instead of actually good? Because they didn't actually really take notice, homage to the OG Sonic. You saw how it initially looked, right?
Oh yeah, oh god, yes.
Yeah, they had to literally last second rework the fuck out of it, and that's only like they didn't just rework the entire fucking movie and shit.
Well, fucking in the second one, they bring Tails and fucking Knuckles.
Well, yeah, because they hint at Tails coming in the last movie. I know that much.
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah.
And then now they hint towards fucking fuck, what was his name? What the fuck was the Black Sonic's name? This is not me being racist. I just really can't remember his fucking name.
No, I don't know either. I know Knuckles is the red one.
Oh god damn it!
Tails is obviously the one with the multiple tails, and then Sonic is obviously the blue one.
God damn it! I'm literally gonna look this up.
Yeah, yeah. The reason I've never been a fan of those movies because it seems like corporate cookie cutter trying to be edgy underground like high school teacher using modern slang. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it in a lot of ways.
Wait, what?
This is what Rosie says. The reason I've never been a fan of the movies Fast and Furious is because it seems like corporate cookie cutter trying to be edgy underground like a high school teacher using modern slang.
You know what? I kind of agree.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, that you summed it up pretty nicely, honestly. And frankly, that's how a lot of fucking like corporate movies tend to be. Like a lot of cookie cutter movies, because a lot of them are trying to like obviously appeal to the youth in the modern hip culture of what's, you know, new and what's, you know, popular. And sometimes it happens to be, you know, every now and then, oh, there might be some edgy stuff, you know, that might be popular, you know. So they try to like, you know, like pander to it, but it just, it's just always shitty. Like the closest I think, you know, it ever really worked was
Shadow.
What, Shadow?
Yeah.
I felt like, you know, that one was such an easy one to realize. The black hedgehog, you know, being Shadow.
I don't know. Bro, like, I was talking about this with somebody else. I'm like, the Sonic movies, not that bad. I used to watch, like, the 90s cartoon, not that bad. You know what I really wish?
I haven't seen, like, the full one in totality, but
I want someone to make this, but I know they'd do a fucking terrible job at it. I really want a Crash Bandicoot movie.
Yes and fuck no.
I want this. But
I do too,
want
but fuck no, because I just know how it would turn out and it would be bad. I just know.
I would hope.
I just know how it would be and it would be bad, but I do think that would be pretty cool though as a movie.
It's a great concept, but they'd fuck it up somehow. Don't make it live action. Just make it.
Oh, you know they would.
No.
You know they would.
No, I don't want.
You know they would.
I don't want to see a live action version of Crash.
Dude, you know they would.
No.
That's why I said yes and fuck no, because I just know how it would be, and yes, a very strong element of it is very highly likely live action. Sonic was live action. They CGI'd the fuckers in there, but everything else was. So.
Yeah, they did get kind of a half-ass job at that.
Yeah. So.
Well, actually, no, the CGI's it's not terrible. It's not terrible, okay? They get like a solid D.
That's not a D. That's pretty terrible, bro.
Like, they couldn't.
Oh, they're not terrible. They get a solid D.
Fine, we'll give them a fucking C.
Oh, come on. No, you had it right the first time.
Like,
solid D. Solid D. Alright.
fucking, it's not terrible, but it's not the greatest thing I've fucking seen.
Many great actors displayed themselves disguised and plays the same character in every movie. Solid C also sounds sexual. The C. Yeah, you want to get some of that solid C? Dude, you're actually kind of right. Like solid ropes of... Yeah, yep, it is.
Shit, what other fucking crappy ass movies?
Oh, I remember actually seeing this funny thing that's actually kind of hilarious.
I've been out of the movie game. Bro, I can't believe Tyler doesn't like Stranger Things.
I thought he did.
No.
He doesn't anymore?
No. I don't think he's ever liked Stranger Things.
I thought he did.
No. He, every time...
I've never watched it, so I don't... I don't have an opinion about it.
I'm like 90. He hates it, because he always talks shit about it. I
honestly thought he liked it.
I fucking love Stranger Things.
Hmm.
Especially this last fucking season.
Well, I've never seen it at all, so I don't have an opinion about it, so I couldn't tell you one thing or another about that, I tell you what.
Watch everybody that's on your chat just fucking goes nuts and it's like, yeah, Stranger Things is amazing!
I mean, I don't know anything about it, so I don't know. Kids are doing GTA in real life. There's what I wanted to find. Yeah, here.
Oh, no.
You want to see kids doing GTA in real life?
No.
Car? I can show you inside your car. Hello everybody, my name is Tommy G, and today I'm going boots on the ground, cover a notorious group of kids, the Kia Boys. These kids are legendary for the amount of cars they are stealing in Milwaukee. Just last year alone, they've stolen 10,000 cars, in particular Kias and Hyundais. Let's roll the tape so I can show you what they do.
Oh my god, it knocked over a light pole. Oh my god, Jesus.
I love that it's like, this is what the teenagers are doing now. They're doing real live Grand Theft Auto.
I guess they're also all just hanging out on the side. Oh my, okay, you should probably like check some of this out. Like, holy shit.
I'm good.
You're good? Oh my god.
This is your fault. Look every Wisconsinite in the eyes, okay? In their eyes, and tell them, sorry, we didn't make Grand Theft Auto 6 for too many years. So now people decided they're gonna do it in real life. It's your fault, Rockstar.
No, Rockstar just had a minor beta release, and some people got a hold of it, and it's actually just real life. That's what the beta release is.
Hey, Grand Theft Auto 6, release it!
What if you were mayor of the city? What would you do?
Lock their ass all up.
If I was mayor, I would propose your first offense as a Kia boy, you have to do 1,000 hours of trash cleanup.
Don't help them no more, man.
No?
The world messed up now, man.
What should the punishment be if you get caught stealing a car?
Give them some time. Sit there
2 years, 4 years, 10 years?
Good 10, 20 years, because that's hard-earned cars. Look at
That's pretty little ridiculous.
Stole your car?
Yes. Can't take the kids to school, can't make appointments, gotta call them to work. So it's tragic. It was sad and tragic. I cried.
Was it a big financial hit to you?
Definitely.
If you had a message...
Well, I mean, I could kind of understand why she said it, though, because she got her car jacked by one of them, so she kind of has a little bit of an emotional drive behind her positioning. But, I mean... I want to watch more of this first.
Stop ruining our city.
Stop before you get killed or kill everybody else, man. Why you out there doing it? Stop doing it. Never see your family being fucking in front of you.
Maybe if you work and do something for yourself, you will know what it is to have something instead of taking from people.
Do you feel like there's hope for them in the future, or do you think they're too...
I mean, rich people can also be said that to them, too, so,
far gone.
Just saying there, miss. If our car goes stolen, they return it within like 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean, at least around here, luckily for me, it's not really a big concern, but there are areas in Portland that legit have problems about car thefts and petty theft and shit. I just happen to be in an area that, luckily, that isn't really that big of a concern. I mean, it will happen from time to time, but it doesn't happen very often.
It makes me sad to see the Kia boys. Those are young...
It's kind of wild to consider that, like, the media that are infinitely further removed from the consequences of actions like this, and, like, suburbanites who live in, like, these fucking heavily militarized suburbs that are, like, again, far removed from crime like this, have a significantly more reactionary approach to how to deal with these kids than the people in this community. These are the people...
Our cars are shitty, honestly. They probably run out of gas. Run out of gas like 30 miles away. Yeah. I mean, honestly, around here, like, any car will literally fucking do. unfortunately, because my friend Harley kind of learned from that, because he got a truck that exactly wasn't really worth stealing, but it got stolen anyway. No offense.
Fuck you.
Well, the only reason why is because, like, the reason I say it is because it's like, I mean, it's just like a little project car, unless you're jacking it to work on it yourself like a fucking, you know, because you don't want to spend the money to buy one yourself like a fucking dickhead, which is essentially what those people were. And honestly, we had a perfect name for it too, because it had a front. The front of it was all red, and the back of it was all black. And I was wanting to call it the like the fucking Riding Anarchy, or like the Anarchy truck.
If ever comes back home, I'm gonna kill him.
Has there at least been any like updates or anything?
What?
Any updates about him or anything, or?
Yeah, tonight I talked to the people there, and there.
I checked maybe further down the road over there, because this is honestly starting to get a little,
No, it was that way, but it's...
well, for me now it is. Like, it feels like, you know, 2-something days, I mean, it could be one thing, but now it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I could see a day or two, but it's been like, what,
4 now?
3-4 days?
About?
Somebody nabbed him.
He's gonna want the fuck out of wherever he got nabbed, though. Knowing him.
Yeah, it's...
He's gonna want outside, because
the same as Petme, you know, Petme was just like him. He was a seal point instead of a snowshoe, but...
The thing is, like...
He ran out in the middle of traffic on a busy road, but...
I mean, around here...
You can't do that, but...
Not around here, at least, so it's just like, and honestly, if... I know that at least, it was like, the day after... I think it was the night after, he went missing, that I was talking to neighbors right next door, and they did say they saw him around, so, and they saw him over in that area, so if anything, if he was nabbed, he's probably somewhere in that neighborhood over there, next, on the other street.
Unfortunately, they don't have telephone poles or anything to post signs on, but...
well...
But I went and asked over there...
I mean,
because I heard the kids screaming, and I just asked the neighbor over the fence.
Yeah,
that way, and just let them know.
Yeah, because I can make rounds, because I have pictures of him on my phone, so I can show pictures of him to show what he looks like to them, so they can keep at least more of an eyeball out. Because I figured if, let's say he was nabbed, chances are he will eventually get the fuck out, because he's going to want that, one way or another.
Yeah, that's a problem with Petme. I just...
But if not...
Got a chance, he, like, bolted out the door. I guess, like, some old cat lady nabbed him.
But there's also a chance he probably did wander off a little too far. Maybe he got chased by something and went a totally different direction and just kind of got lost over in that way. It could be that, like maybe he had a turtle thing of a cat and got chased the other way instead, or something.
For a couple of days, it went all around trying to get him back, but...
I mean, he's definitely within the area. Like, that much is certain. Like, I mean, he definitely could not have gone far. You know? And if anything, it's mostly going to be within this area or that way. Which is, what, east, I think?
Yeah, any cat never goes very far.
Yeah. And I know if you leave things out that, you know, are attracted, you know, to scent-wise of them, like, you know, if you leave, like, you know, something that they sleep on or something like that out and, you know, leave, like, their litter box out, they will be attracted to that and come back. I've heard, you know, because I found on the Portland subreddit someone was missing a cat today, and I mentioned that and asked about tips, and I saw a bunch of people leaving tips about trying to find their cat, too, so... I saw different things like that, and apparently they do help and work, you know, so, and also leaving their cat food outside. Yeah, so basically trying to, you know, have their shit...
that he plays with, or like a kitty toy, he's just like...
Well, that's why you have to find, you know, maybe something that he, you know, will sleep on, or, you know, like, there's things that he'll sleep on, so maybe find, like, a pillow or some shit, or maybe, like, you know, some...
He has nothing like that.
Well, like, he sleeps all over the place, and he'll just lay on shit, so it's just like... You know, just have something.
He doesn't have like a favorite thing, you know.
Well, that's what I mean, though. But his scent is all over different things, so it's just like I know, like you know, he's likely maybe slept on that or like something in your room. You know, like maybe like hell, even a sock or some shit. It doesn't have to necessarily be anything he's slept on or nothing, but it's something he knows.
The desk right in front of the TV, he'll come up there and just like boom, right in front of the TV. I'm just like, okay, I can watch Bandit. Instead of the TV.
Yeah, I know there are like ways to help try to get a cat attracted scent wise back, you know, but yeah.
He never usually goes more than just like a normal cat, he never goes more than a couple houses.
It's just fucking odd.
I've talked to them. Actually, tonight I talked to the people across there.
Yeah.
And you talked to them and these guys.
And
I'm not sure about the guys across the street, but they know the.
Yeah, they know of the cat. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Their own kitties. So.
Yeah. And also, I was talking to people that have the Gambler 500 car, and there's
I talked to them.
Yeah, and they were saying, they were saying that they have a cat that also will get fed occasionally, which gives me a hint about the whole maybe somebody picked him up. Because if somebody's also feeding cats outside, chances they also have one. And considering Bandit, they probably think he's probably a feral that's just a very friendly cat, and you know, so that the whole
You look at it, he's obviously not a feral.
Well, yeah, I mean, fair enough, yeah. I mean, considering how he is, but there's also feral cats that can be pretty friendly too, because they're usually just fed by, like, a community cat, essentially, where it's like everyone's fed by, you know, like everyone feeds the cat, take care of the cat in some way. Because there was a couple cats at the apartment sounds by my work that were pretty much like that. And then I saw one of them die, and that was just fucking horrible.
Yeah, you.
That was a very poor place. Yeah, dude. Really?
That was hideous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Deal with.
Yeah. What?
Huh? I wasn't really paying attention.
Well, yeah, you weren't, but your was very horribly placed, from what I was just saying.
No, it was
Sukov, hey. Oh. I thought he was already in there. Wait, where is he?
No, not yet.
Oh, he's right there, okay. You had me worried for a second. I was like, wait a minute, oh shit.
He's gonna be in there.
Having their shit fucking jacked, or know people that are getting their shit jacked.
Oh, here, I forgot to read this. Only time I seen Hotwire accurately portrayed was in the name. My name was Earl, because that shit is not as easy as movies make it look. Yeah, no, that's true. Dude, I love my name.
I fucking love
my name. Dude, I remember watching that all the time growing up. With my mom, no less. Her and I liked watching it together for some reason.
Yeah, your mom's right next, so yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, I liked how...
Your mom's white trailer trash, so I wouldn't...
Well, yeah. I mean, her family isn't... It's upper-class bourgeois aristocratic plantation system, I tell you what, brother.
And if you showed a picture of your mom in a flannel, she looks white trash as fuck.
She also has some flannels for the winter.
Yes, and your mom looks white trash as fuck. She also fits that fucking trailer park stereotype. Fat, really overweight, fat girl.
Not really at this point. Maybe like a couple years ago, but at this point, not really as much anymore. She's just not really that mobile because of her fucking like back issues and like hip bullshit because of uterine cancer and stuff like that. I mean, it's not like she's not like overweight still, but she's definitely not like, you know, how she used to. She's been actually consistently losing weight, pretty steady pace, you know, for the last couple months. Well, not really the last couple months, but just for a while now.
Fat ass can't get no fast food.
That's not even it, dude. That's literally not even it. Like, she will have treats and shit. Like, she can have food from the outside world. Like she has treats and different little things and stuff, but it's like, I mean, she's, if anything, has actually kind of bettered herself with a lot of these things.
Yeah, but I remember when we first started hanging out really hardcore.
Yeah, when we first started hanging out hardcore, yeah, she was,
She was getting fast food every goddamn night.
Yeah, like, Frank, yeah, when we, yeah, how long ago was that? Like, almost a decade ago now at this point? You know, so...
Fuck, yeah, was it a decade?
About 8-9 years ago.
Oh, man, is it really been that fucking long?
Yeah.
What's it feel like it?
It's 2022.
Go fuck yourself. I'm still young at heart, kids. Go fuck yourself.
I mean, dude, I'm thinking about it now, realizing, like, fuck, bro.
Zukov, I swear to God, I'm gonna smack you right across the head.
Oh, what's he doing? He's being a cute baby.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You want to lose fast? Cutting out regular soda helps out a lot. But also cereal, I barely have it anymore. Yeah, my mom doesn't really have cereal anymore. Those regular soda, what about diet soda? Because that's her thing.
Oh, dude, diet soda's even worse than regular soda.
I know, that's the thing. Like,
I don't get why people think fucking...
That's why, you know, if I, honestly, like, I mean, outside of rare occasions, like when you gave me a soda, honestly, whatever I'm drinking, if it ain't water, it's fucking tea. Well, I mean, it depends on the type of diet soda, frankly. There are some that actually taste okay.
Why do you think most diabetics fucking drink diet soda? It's because it's fucking full of bad shit in it.
Aspartame. It's actually carcinogenic, and a lot of other European nations have actually fucking banned it from being put in as a substitute for sugar. Because frankly, there are better alternatives to sugar than fucking aspartame. It's just cheaper, that's why it's used. If you want to lose weight, I read that, but yeah. But honestly, at least for me, I'm more of wanting to gain some weight, more or less via some muscles, and maybe, you know, a little bit of the fats here and there, but mostly some muscles. So I don't necessarily mind having some more caloric stuff like, you know, soda and stuff, but I kind of use it more as like a treat. Like, I got this like halfway through the day at like fucking like whenever my friend came back from my first stream and shit, so it's like, and I'm still not finished with it, because I, you know, and frankly, I probably won't finish it tonight, unless I just decided, you know, have that before I start drinking my tea, I guess. Well, frankly, I'm having some brews tonight. So, yeah. I mean, I don't have soda that often, but I heard that aspartame isn't harmful as long as it's consuming copious amounts. And a lot of people rely on diet sodas as a form to, you know, substitute their consumption of soda, which ends up being a copious amount. And I've known, and actually my grandmother, on top of being exposed to the sun all the goddamn time, being in Montana and, you know, in Arizona all the time and shit, and drinking diet soda all the time, passing from skin cancer, I'm sure the aspartame and shit doesn't necessarily help a lot with that.
Actually, if I...
On top of sun exposure.
Need medicine on all the posters I plastered everywhere, he might show up quicker. If somebody has them and just like, oh, we want this kitty ourselves, if I put down needs medicine,
yeah, probably.
He'll probably be returned much quicker. I was just thinking about that, and
well, you might. Well, now you would have to replace the signs really quick in the shit and be like, "Oh fuck, yeah, that's right," you know, or whatever. You know.
Not that he needs medicine, and just like you write down there needs medicine. Someone just like, or their kids just like, okay, you can keep that cat. You know, the parents are just like, if you put needs medicine down there, and it's like, oh, no. Return him.
Return him.
Yeah.
We don't want a very expensive medical disaster on our hands, so just like, return the cat.
Right, yeah.
Instead of, oh, you can go ahead and keep him, he's friendly and nice.
Yeah, I guess that could work.
From somebody that just like, oh, I want to keep this cat, as opposed to, my God, it's going to cost me a whole lot of money.
This might be an arm and a leg if I keep pursuing this little venture besides just, you know, some food and litter. Guess his AC broke again. Mine! The cherry on top is that we'll have to deal with another time window, the last of which they didn't even show up for, only to fiddle fuck around and have it stop working within like a week. Wow. I'm not surprised. That's usually how things go at our work when people are contracted to work at things around here, at our workplace. Though, at least the people that are doing their thing, you know, that do come here, do their jobs and shit. But, like, the shit is just so obsolete and needs replacing just entirely that they just would rather replace parts or just maintain it versus actually just fucking, you know, replacing it.
What are you talking about, AC systems?
Well, yeah, because our work needs it too.
Our AC system at our gas station works way too goddamn well.
I wish it was like that for our department, because the back room where all the fryers and shit, the AC don't work for shit. Actually, it's way harder in there than the fucking rest of the department, and it's horrible, especially in the summers. Like, I mean, it's legit, like, you can get heat illness and have severe problems if you don't take care of yourself back there. Legit. I've come close to getting really sick from heat exhaustion and shit like that back there before. Especially when we had that fucking heat dome.
Oh, that fucking 113?
Yep. I know what it is, but heat at night feels uncomfortable in a different way. Because it's all night and you expect it to be kind of nice and cool, but yet it just feels muggy. And
Oh
just,
my God,
yeah. I like how we just kind of have a pause on just Hassan doing like this look. Let's get back to this.
So what's the punishment? What should be the punishment? Like, they have a more rehabilitative approach. Even the guy who was like, you fucking steal my car, you never seen your family again, I'm gonna kill you, is like also simultaneously being like, yo, you can change your life. Like, you don't need to do this. Okay? One of them said 10 to 20 years.
But we love summer. Shit. I know, that's how I feel. It's like, I don't love summer. I hate it. I don't do well in the heat. Like, anything that's like, you know, high 70s, 80s, and 90s, is like 80s and 90s, and like, especially, I just don't do well in. I just straight fucking don't. Like, I mean, especially like mid to high 80s and 90s, like, I will just straight up, unless I have like a constant access to water, I will just be like, I would just literally be exhausted, barely fucking there. Like, it would just, no. So, like, it's not good. I mean, even with a constant access to water, because my body just does not handle heat well. I mean, it's just not very well heat acclimated. It's more cold and temperate mild acclimated. Which is normal Oregon weather. Like, a lot of this heat shit is more newer. It's a newer phenomenon that's been happening for like the last like 5, 10 some years, more so than anything.
Diversity of thought here, but ultimately still there is still a people talking about how you can fucking, you know, save and change their attitudes. Even the person that said 20 years, or one of the mothers literally fucking said, well, it could be my child. Like, I wouldn't want him to go to fucking jail for that long either.
How you guys doing? What can you tell us about what we're about to see right now?
Wait, hold on. Albeit over 80-degree weather, lie dead effects is over my eyes. Pretty much, yeah.
Go crazy.
How many Kia boys do you think there are in the city?
Hundreds.
Hundreds?
Y'all over here,
Hundreds.
boys, but not a boys.
Are there any Chevy
The
boys?
Honda
I hope not,
boys.
because I got a Chevy over here.
It's a whole tutorial on how to do this shit on YouTube. If you see a nigga walking around with a charger like this, just know he's probably gonna steal your car.
I'm Tommy G, and I'm here with...
My name's Sonny.
I'll call you
Oh, shit,
Marvin
it's a
the
Kia boy.
accountant, okay?
Rodney
So
the
Marvin,
accountant.
when did you start getting
Or
into
Marin.
the business
2
here?
years of brain rot.
I ain't gonna lie, like shit. 3 summer ago, that's when it all started. Hondas and Kias.
Do you get nervous before you do that?
Hell no.
I'm gonna
Hell
film you guys,
no.
but I don't think I'm gonna get into a car with you because I feel like I might die. Are there Kia boys that have crashed a car and died?
Yeah, the wildest nigga I ever seen, somebody asked to drive and then they crashed, they flipped the car in less than 20 seconds.
Less than 20?
Middle school in 53202 Milwaukee Hood. 3 of our students are Kia boys. They're 12 years old and their dads are all in prison. Dude, that...
Jesus. Huh. It's as if there's a very systemic aspect when it comes to the prison industrial complex that keeps a lot, like, funny how a lot of service will cry about, like, oh, you know, where are their parents? And it's just like, well, I don't know, some of them literally aren't there because they're in fucking prison because of the fucking system of how our prison industrial complex works. Oh, well, maybe they should have just obeyed the law. Well, maybe they were.
1,000,000%. Look, you want to know how to stop this? Okay, are you ready for this? You want to know how to stop this? It's gonna fucking come across like a crazy idea, but there is demonstrable proof for this, and the same goes for Chicago, and the same goes for all these other fucking places. Outlaw Kias? No, dude. No, it's not release Grand Theft Auto 6.
Outlaw those
I'm making a
Kias,
fucking
dude.
serious point now.
Let's
After
go.
school programs, dude. Like, literally, just shit for these kids to do. That's it. That's literally it. Sometimes it's as stupid as something like that.
I mean, honestly, he's not wrong. Like, frankly, if there was just more funding to a lot of these, like, schools that these kids go to, where there was, after-school programs, and not just that, but, like, revitalize, like, you know, the parks that are in the area, take a lot of these abandoned lots, reconfigure them into, like, really cool parks, like, you know, basketball courts, tennis courts, you know, shit like that. And, you know, just add different, like, cool little, like, you know, or what, like, the tetherball shit, you know, just add some different things like that, you know, just so, like, kids have some shit to do at least, like, some cool-ass, big-ass fucking, like, adult-style jungle gyms where, like, even adults can get on it and fucking job around that shit, you know, whatever, like, cause, like, I mean, there's a couple parks like that around here, and, I mean, hell, even I'll play around on jungle gym and shit, because, yeah, it's kind of fun. I mean, you know, so it's just like, I mean, if there was just some more shit like that in their neighborhoods, I guarantee you, like, a lot of this whole, like, Kia Boy shit would not really be a big phenomenon. It probably would still be a thing, but not nearly as big of a problem as it is. Sir, he was obeying every traffic law, including the speed limit. Was he black? Well, I'm not sure that's relevant. Tell me the answer, rookie. Well, I guess he was. Then, well, guess what? He was breaking the law. See? Look. See this tail light? See? It's broken. See? He was breaking the law. You're gonna have to cite him. Oh, what? He's resisting that? Well, guess what? He's resisting an order. You're gonna have to detain him. Oh, he's resisting detainment. Now he's resisting a lawful order. Now he's under arrest. Broke the law. Oh, he's resisting still. Shoot him. Tase him. Tase that son of a bitch.
Unironically, that fucking simple, and that...
Did my friend just, like, pass out over there? Are you alive? He died. Hola? Is you alive? He's not alive anymore.
That's it. Basketball leagues, fucking sports leagues, shit like that. After school programs, unironically cut down on half of this fucking half this crime immediately. MPS is horribly funded. Teachers make like $35K and the police get 45% of the city budget. Exactly, dude. Exactly. That is the problem. You are not trying to tackle crime where crime occurs. If these fucking schools were better funded, if these fucking schools had after school programs, if these kids had some shit to do. Okay, if they felt like if there was more community investment, you would cut down on a gigantic percentage of the fucking crime that occurs in places like this. But no,
and frankly, honestly, I love how when it comes to a lot of ideas of how do we solve crime, it's always like, well, throw cops at the problem. It's like, well, how about we actually, I don't know, maybe revitalize a lot of parks and revitalize a lot of different, you know, education systems so they have more after-school programs and different, you know, like trade school program options even, or whatever the fuck, like add some shit. You know, like, I mean, you know, like add these different things to you know, to the picture, and frankly you're going to get a lot less problems when it comes to crime than just throwing more cops into the issue. Management cops avenge themselves trying to arrest someone and blame it on them. They're arresting. He beat me senseless. Really? Because from those scrapes on your hands, it looks like you just tripped. Yeah. Honestly. Like, that, you know, that's probably happened. Yeah, he tried to beat me because he tripped me and tried to get on top of me, but I was able to recover myself and blah, blah, blah. And yeah. I mean, it's just how these fucking pigs operate. Fundamentally, I mean, ever since 2005, legally they are by law not contracted to protect you or even be on your side at all. Like, there's been a Supreme Court ruling on this for a long time. So it's just like, frankly, they've never have given a fuck.
kids from rich school districts saying school clubs are lame is because they actually had entertaining things to do at home? Yeah, 100%. You're talking about people, you're literally talking about people who don't have like anything going on at home. Like there's nothing happening. Barely fucking food on the table. They would have something to do in this situation. Like you're crazy. Like we're talking about families who get their most nutritious meal. We're talking about kids.
So sure, they can enforce or not enforce law whenever they want. Pretty much.
So if you're already fucking a Naperville Andy, you're not gonna understand it. You're like, what the fuck do you mean? Michelle Obama's fucking school lunches are my most nutritious meal? Like, it's the worst meal of my fucking day. Yeah, no shit. But for a lot of these fucking kids, it's their most nutritious goddamn meal of the day. You understand? That's the kind of poverty we're talking about over here. Okay? Yeah. And this is, again, not something that I'm fucking making up. This is, like, actually proof. Like, there are millions of fucking kids in this country, the wealthiest nation on earth, that get their most nutritious meal of their fucking day at school. That's why school lunches are so profoundly important. That's why schools that have, like, lunch debt is insane to me, and that should be completely abolished. That's why...
I mean, the fact that that is even a thing in the first place is just insane. This shouldn't even exist.
I talk about this. I've written extensively on fucking lunch programs, school lunch programs in general. That's why school lunch programs continued throughout COVID when schools were closed. Because, like,
I mean, I was a part of the free lunch program and shit, and also I took advantage of that getting fucking sandwiches. Like, our high school had, like, this little sandwich bar area where you can get, like, some Sammys or some wraps and stuff, and I took advantage of doing that. Like, because, frankly, yeah, a lot of the other usual shit that would be in the cafeteria kind of sucked. I mean, for the most part. There's some stuff that is actually alright for what it was. But, like, honestly, what was at least fresh and actually, like, you know, decent ingredients, even if it was, like, shipped in, like, you know, a bag, you know, for it to be sealed and encased in, and then you open it up and then, you know, put it in the fridge, you know, for it to, you know, be put on sandwiches or whatever. It's like, because it's kind of like how our sandwich bar is, but it's like, even then, at least it's like ingredients that are at least like somewhat fresh and shit. Pizza sandwiches were decent, yeah, because at least that was like baked in ovens and stuff like that. Also shit, and also like, and I mean, I put like the whole fixins on those things, and they were good, and they were actually pretty filling. I mean, honestly, like every fucking school should have that. I don't know if that's the case for every school, but I'll never forgive the whole wheat cinnamon buns. What was the point? Oh my god, those things were so like, what the fuck? Those things, I don't even know. I couldn't tell you, dude.
If you don't offer them food from school. So, like, you cannot, in your fucking relatively privileged brain, comprehend the level of poverty, the level of structural violence that these kids are subjected to from such an early point in their lives. This is everything that they know. This kind of violent activity or violent behavior that they engage in is a retaliation or a way to live through all of that. They just don't give a fuck. Why would you give a fuck if you're starving, if you're hungry, and you have nothing else going on in your fucking life? Why would you care? Of course you're gonna fucking steal a car and like do dumb shit.
What percentage of Kia boys stay strapped when they ride around town?
I ain't gonna lie, at least 60%, 60-70% always got good.
Do your mom
all got good?
Shit, she know I got a case for that shit.
That's exactly, mom know I got a case for it. That's a...
What does she say? Does she tell you like, hey, you can't be doing this?
Yeah, she tell me not to do it. I'll be listening to her too. I don't be doing
Only
it.
got close.
I've been listening to it, not gonna lie, like, damn, bro. I mean, well, I guess they're honest.
I don't condone this either, y'all. I tried to stop it.
Yeah, what's your advice to these young guns out here?
Man, stop doing that shit. Pick a bag up, line your lines up, you buy your own car.
Most of the people stealing cars as kids so they can slap on the wrist and get right out.
It's kind of crazy to think, I mean, dude, I'll be honest with you, I am surprised that this dude is, like, willing to do this. Because, like, there is a little bit of a reactionary slant to this coverage, and I'm surprised that he's, like, willing and able to, like, go out there and actually talk to these kids, so it's, you know.
If you had to guess.
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised more about the brutal honesty with it. I guess they don't give a fuck at this point, so I don't blame them. I mean, you know, honestly, at least, you know, like a lot of the others are like, well, I mean, they're gonna do what they're gonna do, but fuck, I mean, shit, man. I mean, seriously, like, get your act together. But I think they would be able to if there was other things to do there. Like, I mean, it doesn't exactly look like they got a lot to do in their neighborhood.
30 cars, 50 cars, 2 cars.
People be on sprees because some people don't know how to drive, so they gotta steal so many cars because they run through them.
Because they crash them?
Yeah, I know people who got like 200 car thefts, 300 car thefts.
What?
Damn.
And are you scared of potentially ever going to jail? Do you ever think about that?
No, I ain't gonna lie. I'm only scared of the black truck shit. Fuck the police, I ain't gonna lie. I'm only scared of the black truck. Other than that, fuck the police.
Have you...
The black truck? I wonder what you mean. I'm guessing maybe like... I'm guessing just like, you know, whenever they like swinging through town and for the neighborhoods or something, or like black trucks with a bunch of dudes in the back or something. I'm assuming he means just, you know, the police in general. But I love his sentiment. Fuck the police. Guy at the end should have been like, you should have be saving your money. Granted, cops might nab you anyway, but this way there will be less of a chance. True.
Only gonna do like 3 weeks shit. It's a misdemeanor.
You only do 3 weeks for stealing a car?
Hell yeah, it's a misdemeanor shit.
Yeah, because they're fucking 12, dog. What do you?
Yeah, they're going to juvenile detentions and shit. Like they're like, I mean, depending on how bad it is, they're not gonna go to adult court. Of course, it's gonna be a misdemeanor.
They're like fucking 14 years old. That's why. Like, that's it. That's why. I mean, the other guy, the older dude said it. He's like, these are kids, so they don't go to jail forever if they steal a car. I think he probably doesn't realize that the person he's talking to is like 14, 15, 16 years old max, which is not surprising because, like, you know, that is a very common trope, is like assuming that black people are older than they actually are is like a very common thing.
How old do you think?
I mean, frankly, at least the kid on the left looks like, I like how they're both on their phones in the same exact position and everything. They're, oh my god. Total aside, but this literally looks like a little NPC-ish, how they're like both exactly like in every body form doing the same thing. Like, oh my god. Anyway, but I'm pretty sure the kid on the left, yeah, 16 max. The kid on the left looks like he's probably about like 15, honestly. I mean, and like, I guess I could kind of get the whole trope of like, you know, maybe black people appearing older than they actually are and shit. I mean, but, I mean, like, honestly, I mean, I've grown up in elementary, middle, and high school with black kids, with Latino and white kids, and, I mean, even when they're in middle and high school, they still look like kids. You know, once it's, like, you know, senior year of high school, they're starting to basically be young adults at that point, because, like, 17, 18 is around that kind of period, but, I mean, you're still pretty much a fucking kid at that point, still. Even when you are 18, you're still pretty much a fucking kid.
12, 11.
12, 11? You know what I was doing when I was 11?
I'm only in favor of trying kids as adults if there's something really fucked up about them. Yeah, honestly, same here. Like, if they outright did, like, a murder, or maybe, like, you know, rape cases, like, I could kind of see maybe some shit like that, you know, and maybe some stuff equivocal, but, like, anything really beyond that, I mean, no, I don't really necessarily see them, you know, being tried as adults. So, yeah, pretty much if something's really fucked up about what, you know, about them or what they've done.
Dogs and shit.
I mean, this Kia Boy shit really isn't exactly like, ooh, we might get some, but, like, this Kia Boy shit isn't really exactly close to being really fucked up. If anything, this just kind of shows about, like, you know, when you have, you know, low-income, communities, which, yes, do very tend to be, systemically, minority communities, Latino and black communities and shit. But, I mean, you also will see this in white communities as well. But maybe not, like, to this same type of shit. Like, obviously, for here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, you got, like, these Kia Boys. But for, like, fucking, you know, some random, like, small city in, like, you know, the Tennessee or some shit, you know, like, you know, if you got, like, you know, poor, you know, small city that's predominantly a bunch of poor white kids or some shit around. But it's just, like, you know, they're going to be doing some other shit. Because frankly, like, I mean, I remember me and my, you know, and my friend over here who's, I guess, passed out now, and now falling asleep, like, him and I would, like, I mean, there's been times where we've, like, trespassed on, like, you know, old factories, abandoned factories, rail yards, fucking, you know, the old high school before it got torn down, spray painted it and shit. Like, there was some stuff that we did that were straight up, like, misdemeanor level stuff, but, like, you know, at the end, they aren't harming nobody. I mean, if anything, literally the worst thing we did was spray paint the school, you know, I think the last year before it got torn down and got rebuilt, you know, because it was going to get remodernized and and all that shit, because the old building that when I was going to high school, oh my god, it has so many, it had flooding problems, it had AC problems, like, no matter what, like, especially after noon, like, once noon hit and beyond that, like, the second and third floors were basically just, like, fumigated, like, warmers. They were horrible. It fucking had to go. Like, honestly, I'm actually kind of glad that the new building's up now, because it looks pretty nice. I actually want to check it out now. I want to see what it looks like inside. Because the outside of it looks pretty dope. Kids, just kids being kids. He was keeping dead squirrels under his bed. Yeah, that's a little, I took 2 candies from the candy jar in pre-K, and the other kids immediately called me and told badass that don't give a fuck. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I mean, there was probably, dude, in middle school, there was, like, so much fucking shit that I was also doing to other kids because of, like, the bullying hierarchy. I wasn't exactly at the bottom of the totem pole of, you know, kids being severely bullied and shit. There was other kids that, which, frankly, looking back, I also feel pretty shitty about, but, whatever. I mean, you know, it's live and learn shit, I guess, but it's just like, ooh. You know, like, there's some shit, like, frankly, I don't even really want to repeat, because some of it was just kind of fucked up. But a lot of shit that happened to me was fucked up, so it's just kind of a regurgitation of fucked up shit going through the reciprocal cycle of just horrible bullying, abuse of what middle schoolers are capable of. You know what? High school was a lot more boring than TV let me believe when I was little. Dude, it's fucking same here, man. Dude, in middle school, I remember, like, iCarly was a thing, and that was, like, that, took place in high school, so, for some fucking reason, like, I implanted that as, like, oh, there's a lot of crazy shit that can happen in high school. Go to high school. It's boring as fuck. It's lame. Boo. At least the first year of it was, but that was more or less kind of my fault, because I didn't realize about, the little, like, Academy of the Arts thing that was attached to the school that I wasn't aware of, and I should have just done that all 4 years, but I did that for 3 years, because after I got up with some of my friends after my freshman year and realized what class they were taking, which is part of the Academy of the Arts section of our high school, I was just like, taking those next, you know, once we signed up for school again, and that basically was for the better. And definitely very thankful for myself and my buddies and for the teachers I had because of that. I thought it was going to be crazy with fights every Tuesday and food fights every Friday, but you just get there and it's just crickets. Yeah. It's just like random gossip bullshit. If anything, it's just kind of bullying without the physical nonsense. It's just kind of gossip, you know, not nonsense. And maybe every now and then you get like some kid that fucks with your hat and shit like that. Like, it's just things like that. Not as exactly as exciting as it's led to believe. Whoa! Oh shit!
What? Man, he ain't turned nothing up, though. I had students like this when I was teaching. After school programs don't work because it's too hard to get them to come to school in the first place. They need to develop a trusting relationship with an adult at school first to come. Need more counselors and trauma-informed practice for teachers. Okay, fair. That too. I mean, dude. That's
definitely a very fair point. If anything, that definitely needs to be heavily put in place. I mean, every fucking, you know, like school system needs that. I mean, because, I mean, with the flaws, you know, at my high school and shit, like, honestly, like, a lot of things that were there, you know, I really do take for granted, because, like, I mean, pretty much we're one of the few high schools, really, frankly, not just in the state, but in the fucking country, to have, like, a lot of the research that we do as a public school, or at least when I went to it. And it's just like, fuck, bro. I mean, a lot of this type of shit really needs to just be accessible for fucking everybody, really, when it comes to just public education, just for high schools, you know, and middle schools, too. Well, and elementary schools, for the whole thing. K for 12. Let's not forget a high school rival I never had or knew anyone with a rival. Where's this show come from? I kind of did a little bit. My high school kind of has some of that, but there was also a lot of high school cliques, too, and some of them kind of were rivals a little bit, so I don't know where the trope originally comes from, but I mean, I think a lot of it's just due to tribalism and shit, where you'll get kids that kind of, you know, hang out in their little cliques and shit like that, where you get, like, the jocks, and then you get, like, the band kids, and then you get, like, the anime nerds, and then you get, like, you know, the other, you know, so on and so forth. Like, you know, I mean, there was kind of a lot of that, but more expansive at my school, because it was pretty diverse when it came to a lot of different things. Like, there was, like, a bunch of anime kids, but from there was also a bunch of intersectionality with like furries, queer kids, and also goth kids and metal heads. Like, there was honestly a lot of different cliques that actually were pretty intersectional, but there was also a lot of cliques that were very, tribalistic and rivalist with each other. So, I mean, so honestly, at least in my high school, I remember it being pretty complex, at least, when it comes to a lot of this type of shit. Hey nerd, I'll see you after high school. I'll see you after school. You're on! And then half the time they never show. Honestly, I have seen some fights that, mostly they happen at lunch. And the one that I thought was the most absurd was literally this fucking, these two kids were like, yo, what the fuck was that shit on Facebook about? The kid was like, well, what's up? You want to fucking step up about it? And they literally were about to get in the fight and shit. And just for happenstance, there was an administrator like 20 feet away. And he just immediately rushed up and was like, yo, what the fuck's this about? Because at that point, they were about to start throwing hands. But a couple other people and the administrator split them up. And then a couple other administrators from across the lunchroom ran up and, escorted both of them separately into different offices. And were about to be like, okay, what the hell is this about? What was it about? I don't know. All I know is it was about some shit that one of them apparently said on Facebook to each other and had a back and forth, and apparently it was a Facebook argument fundamentally about some beef. I don't know what the beef was about, and one of them just happened to notice the other one at lunch and was like, what's up? And fucking flexed. And then I happened to just kind of be near it, and I looked up and I was just kind of overhearing it, but I only really absorbed about that much. Like, and I was like, and I kind of remember, even at that time, like, they're fighting over a Facebook thing. And I remember, at least in our little circle, buddies that we're all hanging out with at that time, we were just like, wow, what a bunch of idiots. Beef medium rare, well done. You must be destroyed. Dude, I bet it was over some shit like that. It was either that or like, over a girl or some stupid shit. I guarantee you it was over some fucking nonsense, dude. Because I know I've had like Facebook beefs, with friends and, family members even in Facebook and shit. But I'll like either see them in person or like, hit them up later and be like, hey, look, an internet thing's an internet thing, no harm, no foul, blah, blah, blah. Hope you understand. And usually they're all like, okay, that's chill, because obviously there's context and shit like that can be missed, when it comes to internet stuff. So at least when it comes to at least people I'm more personal with, I'm more like that about things. But I mean, sometimes it's just like, oh, he's twitching. He's having some dreams. Oh, little sweet baby. Having some little dreams. Sweet little baby. Oh, here.
Of the average
That's
American. If you're European and you look in, you peer into the mind of an American, you can't comprehend it. You're like, what the fuck? Why does nobody trust the goddamn government? Why does everybody want to fucking cut taxes and shit? It's because our confidence in the government has been undermined for the past fucking, like, since the Reagan era. You know what I mean? Like, completely. Government doesn't do anything and it just steals your fucking money from your paycheck. That's the way we think about it. And there is some truth and validity to that fucking idea. And that same attitude, the microcosm of that attitude can be seen in one of the, forward-facing facets of governance, which is public education. Public education is undermined. It's crippled. It's an institution that like is not seen as like salvation for many of these children. They don't think about the upwards social mobility that they might get from going to school. Well, partially because they don't get that because again, their schools are fucking underfunded. So that's how it works. You over time lose faith in the system. And just like the American government takes all your tax dollars and spends it on the military, the local government also
or now putting it into private schools get public funds. No, just yeah, that's a recent thing that the Supreme Court ruled, where it's not just private schools but religious private schools. It's like, hey, if in a secular society, these non-religious schools can get funding, well, we as the Supreme Court now say by law that you now have to, give funding to the, these religious schools that are in your state. And it's just like, what? It's making me want to kind of like look at what the sovereign citizens are about and be like, yo, hey, how do I get up in your jibe? Maybe not the weird, maybe not like the weird chuckle fuck freakos about it, but like was like I kind of want to like observe what they're about and like kind of reappropriate it and be like, nah, we're just sovereign citizens too. Let your boogaloo bitch. We're a different form. We're the neo sovereigns. That actually kind of has a cool little ring to it. The neo sovereigns. We're not sovereign citizens. We're the neo sovereigns. We're above them. They're something else. We're only like them based on the whole idea of saying fuck the government. We're outside of their norms. And before the fucking IRS comes in here, like they're the fucking like SWAT team and shit, being like, IRS, open up! It's just like, you think you can't pay your taxes, huh? Huh! You're wrong. It's like, shit. Alright, fine. God, we just raptured these people already. Come on, let's go. Armageddon Season 3. Season 3? Well, I mean, for humanity or for Earth? Because I guess for humanity, I guess for Armageddon, like, what would be the first and second seasons? Well, I guess the first season would be the Ice Age, where we were down to essentially, like, what was it, like 10,000 something, like, breeding pairs or some shit like that. And then, I know there's, oh, I guess the Black Death. The old and new are the first two seasons. Oh, I guess you're going biblical with it. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. I was thinking more like I was basing my brain in reality because I don't think in fairy tales. So I was just like, here, has humanity experienced? But honestly, though, realistically, there is technically, I guess, 2 seasons where we face like kind of some, as a human species, at least some Armageddon-esque, vibes a little bit. One with a massive plague back in the day, and then one with an ice age a little bit, but. This time around, it's probably climate change, which is going to probably not be a rapture, but, well, hey, it's Season 3. It's not the one we wanted, but it's the one we get. Brought to you by Coca-Cola and Keystone Light. Let me guess, this is owned by Coca-Cola or something, dude. No, just Coors Brewing Company. Okay. They're owned by somebody else, so I guarantee it. If I look, yeah, I guarantee it.
And spends it on fucking cops.
What did we just see right now?
Man, you just seen the smacking ass shit, nigga. That's what smacking ass shit, man.
How fast do you think they were going?
We tried to eat that motherfucker.
Alright, that kid right there in the maroon and gold is definitely like at least like 13.
Do you guys go to school or you just skip school and steal cars all day?
I go to school. I need my education.
No, I go to school. I need my education. Oh my god, bro. So these kids just on their off time literally just do this, but hey, at least for him, he goes to school, he gets his education. You know what? Hey, respect. I mean, I think that kind of proves if there was like actual like after school programs and fucking like some shit that they at least had, available in their spare time that they can entertain themselves with and shit, like, they would actually probably not be doing this. At least his priorities are straight. No, for real, though.
shit, rich shit, whatever comes with it.
I mean, do you see yourself being an astronaut, a fireman, a mechanic?
I ain't gonna lie. I wanna do HVAC, I ain't gonna lie.
Bro, that kid
The other kid's like HVAC, and he's like entrepreneur. I don't know. I mean,
is literally 12, dude. That kid
I was saying 13. I was being charitable there, Hassan.
is like not. That kid's 11. Like this is an 11-year-old. Okay, you could tell even through the fucking balaclava that he is 11 years old.
All right, hold on. Let's get a look. Youngest 11, old 13. So honestly, it's probably maybe like 12. But I don't know. I'm thinking fucking like about 12, 13. I'm still sticking kind of really
They just need
13.
a better family structure. They need a male role model.
I mean, that could be true in some cases, but some of these people have that. A lot of these kids really good kids, but they followers. A lot of kids really at home a lot by themselves.
Kind of like that young kid, so where he seems more like a follower more than, you
Mom's
know.
working second shift, trying to feed 4 or 5 kids, so they...
Mom working second shift as if they have multiple jobs and don't actually have time to spend with their kids either. I wonder if that has something to do with anything. Weird.
Wonder how that works. Interesting. Oh, because he hit
Thinking
the high note of
emojis
like, oh, well,
here.
They have positive male role models. It's like, no, they have that sometimes. Like, even in that, they have positive role models.
I want to get like an image, like, you know, I need to get Senior Tomat back now that I think about it. I have him still saved on my phone, but I need to get like a thinking emoji. You know, so I could just kind of pop it up, you know, whenever I need be. And let's not forget to keep ripping away their dads for throwing them in prison. Yeah, that too. Which means that their moms are also very highly likely to pick up, you know, those second shifts because, well, that's how they are able to try to afford, you know, feeding, you know, their kids. Because in a lot of ways, sometimes their dads might not be there, and even if they are, sometimes they just have to be fucking, you know, both of them, or at least, you know, one of them be working 2 jobs, you know, to at least, you know, try to fucking, you know, make sure they can pay the rent and feed their kids. But by proxy, they're not going to be able to spend time with them either way, because by the time they come home and all said and done, they're going to be exhausted and just be like, ugh, go to bed, kids, I'm tired. Over nonviolent shit to be ripping them away. I do agree with that, honestly. I like, seriously. Like, unless that, you know, unless, like, that person was doing, like, some sort of violent, you know, shit, or, like, trying to murder somebody or something like that, I mean, there's no reason to be trying to rip them from their fucking, you know, family away. Like, straight up. Especially when it, you know, a lot of these type of people who advocate for that shit tend to be all about family values. It's like, well, you seem to be very good about trying to destroy families more than lift them up.
Not there because they're working.
Is that, what, wait, hold up. Is that dude just chilling on the hood?
Not there because they're working.
What the fuck? He's just chilling on the hood.
Oh fuck, my car's up there. I don't want my car.
Why? Oh my god.
Dude, do you see that? These kids are gonna fucking die. I'm getting scared watching it. I'm not even in the car.
Hey, y'all see that we Hot Wheels? We like the Hot Wheels on this bitch. You see how fast
We like the Hot Wheels.
That was crazy.
Hot Wheels, man.
You got some cojones, man, that's for sure.
Hell yeah.
Have you ever gotten into a police chase before?
They can't chase cause they can, but like look, after you doing so much dangerous shit, they gotta terminate it.
You're a reckless man, you know that? Are you ever sitting in the back of the car thinking, I really wish I wasn't here because this is scary as fuck?
No, I don't drive in the back seat. If I'm in the joint, I'm in the front seat.
So
he's like, I ain't going in the back seat, I'm in the front seat. But it's all just to get minority racists to join the military. Think about it, they slowly narrow down the options since either something to support yourself, get arrested, or serve. This good country, yeah! Not to mention why I oppose abortion despite prejudices affecting these communities more. Yeah, exactly. Because basically it could turn them off into essentially being bullet sponges and IED sponges for the fucking meat grinder. Or essentially being institutionalized in the prison system where they could be used as slave labor. Take your pick. Woo!
You're 11, dude. Oh my god, your feet barely fucking touch the pedal. He's like, oh, dude, I'm in the front seat always. You're literally, you're fucking 11, dude. Motherfucker's actually baby driver, okay? Like literally a baby, but also driving. He needs one of those like bricks to fucking reach the goddamn pedal, dude.
Another question, Professor E.
That's probably why it goes so fast. Zoom, zoom, motherfucker.
Break. How are you going to be an astronaut or an entrepreneur if you're getting yourself into trouble with these Kias?
Shit, I don't even raw joint shit. I ain't gonna lie. Like, only time I got in the stolen car, say if my boy called me like, I got something fat. I'm like, damn, I gotta.
I was thinking of meat grinder and prison labor too. We got like a waveflake almost going. Yeah. It's like we have telepathy going on.
Yeah, so shit.
Does being a Kia boy get you chicks?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Bitches tuck your dick, you can pull up in the joint.
They hit up.
There's no, they don't.
Like those songs like No Shot. No Shot they do. I kind of agree, like, bro, they're teenagers. Unless they're talking about, like, some of their fucking, like... Trying to see ignore bank info. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. You would have to, like, you know, dig real deep into the fucking brain archives on that one. But I love how they, like, unless they're talking about, like, their girlfriends from high school or, like, some random, like, chick they met from high school, no shot they're getting blowjobs, you know, and getting their dick sucked. No way.
Oh, you're 12 years old. Shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up, dude. He is literally. What the fuck? Yeah, okay, dude. Yeah,
could
totally.
be a chick
That's
from
definitely
school.
A real thing that happened, dude.
I would have been very.
You try mine, but you won't get much
can
from
you
it.
Picture me at my
hey, though, that's honestly, like, fundamentally, even if you did get my info, you wouldn't get much out of me either, bro. You wouldn't get much from me.
Not there anymore?
Yeah.
And what do you think about that?
Shit, you got insurance?
What if I don't, though?
Shit, should have had it. That shit illegal.
Oh my god, he's just like, hey, wouldn't you feel bad if, you know, like, you stole something from me? It's like, nah, not really. I mean, it's like, I mean, what if they don't have insurance? Like, you don't have, what, they don't have insurance? Shit, that's illegal. I mean, it's just like, damn, bro. It's like they're doing illegal shit, and he's just like, yo, you don't got insurance on your shit that I'm jacking and stealing here and having fun in your whip? Well, hey, what you're doing is illegal, bro. What are you doing, man? You should have insurance. It's like... Bro, dude, these kids, man, you know what? They're honestly legit, like, got, like, good heads on their shoulders. I mean, they're just kind of caught up in some fucking shit, because, frankly, what the fuck are they doing? You know, what do they have to do when they're poor and, you know, in a community that's heavily impoverished and it's not funded or, you know, brought up at all? Like, this is honestly tends to what ends up being a result. And there's not like this, but there's been like similar things like this when it comes to poverty and shit that happen all over this fucking country and around here too. Like I said, like, I mean, usually a lot of things that, at least what me and my friends would do is just, you know, we'll go fucking like trespass at different places and shit. Like, there's this little park around here called Oaks Park, and in the middle of the night, there's been at least a couple times we would be sneaking around there in the middle of the night and shit, and actually trying to bypass the security, because usually they have like a little security guy on a golf cart that will make some runs about like every 30 minutes or so. And we will, like, you know, explore the place, and we will time when they will usually start showing up, and like kind of hide in a little spot, let them do their runs, and kind of leave off in, you know, one of the little areas and just kind of keep exploring a little bit. And then there's like a lot of different little like bike trails, different little hiking trails near the river, because it's kind of hard to explain this geographically, but like the park is next to the river, but there's like this little like watershed park area that leads into a bigger park that's right next to the entranceway to the actual. It's again hard to explain. Either way, it's just like you know. So there's like a lot of trails, and usually what we would do is kind of sneak around, check the place out in the middle of the night, kind of see it all kind of dark and quiet, which is kind of a cool experience, honestly. And then we'll, kind of sneak out for one of the different gated areas that will lead you into these different trails that will lead to the bigger park, where it leads to the main roads into, where the park is, Oaks Park is in Selwood, which is nearby where we live, but it's not where I live at all. It's nearby, but, you know, I wouldn't necessarily say it's exactly doxing myself since I'm not in it or near it. It's not hard for me to get there and see the story of me trespassing there a few times before, but, you know, at least my experience is going out that way. Honestly, like, there's this whole long-ass trail and shit, and frankly, there's, like, all up and down that fucking trail, there's, like, so many different fucking stories. Like, I mean, there's been times where it's been pouring down fucking rain in the middle of the night, walking home, soaking, drenched ass wet, feet's just sore as shit. There's been times where we've seen some really cool experiences with wildlife, we've heard some spooky shit. You know, like some nights. There's just been all sorts of different experiences up and down that fucking trail. Border makes people crazy. This why along with food, water, and shelter, entertainment is essential. We aren't just apes, it requires shit psychologically. Yeah, honestly. Which is why I think, you know, having things like the internet, you know, should be a public utility, because with the internet comes access to things like entertainment. Which, you know, as much as, like, you know, there's a lot of problems with modern entertainment, I mean, to a certain degree, it is necessary. I mean, you know, it's just like how it is now is kind of fucked, but, I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean it's not necessarily, well, a necessity, because it is. I mean, it's just like how we, you know, just been conducting it, you know, as a species primarily. Mainly in America, more or less, but...
That while stealing a car.
Owned.
You have friends that have
owned. He's right. Jesus Christ, dude. I'm just kidding. But
you know what? Hold on. We gotta hear this kid again.
You got insurance?
What if I don't, though?
Shit, should have had it. That shit illegal.
Owned. You have friends that have
owned. He's right. Jesus Christ, dude. I'm just kidding, but like also he's right though. But this is what they mean, by the way, when they say like these are good kids. Like, I mean, he's smart, he's funny. Like this dude, you know, if there was like some kind of fucking program that I don't know, if there was like anything else that like got him interested, like he wouldn't be doing this shit. You know what I mean? This same exact kid, born in a different neighborhood, born into like a totally different set of circumstances, is just, you know, he's killing it. He's crushing it. The YouTuber's uncomfortably white. He is, but I like the juxtaposition almost. Theft coverage is important to minimum liability insurance. Comprehensive is expensive. No, I know. I know. I'm aware.
Do you know any Kia boys that have been shot at while stealing a car?
Yeah.
Do you have friends that have gotten in trouble and are in the system right now or in jail right now?
Yeah.
There they go right
Uh-oh, here we go.
I ain't used to do no shit like that back in my day. See, and that's what I say, like, not to that extreme. This shit changed so much.
Go, roll.
I like how there's like, we didn't do shit like this back in the day, and someone's like, well, not to this extreme at least. And frankly, I think that just kind of shows, because back then they probably had at least, you know, somewhat better conditions in their lives to where they can be able to at least, you know, do other shit besides jack cars and have fun in them like this, I guess. Shit. Oh my god, this is stressing me out seeing this. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Hey, not the Chevy though. Don't hit the Chevy.
Don't hit the Chevy though.
Oh no. Oftentimes the kids that we center our attention, instead they wind up pouring that energy into stuff that makes them feel better. But
God, I'm just watching this and it's making me stressed.
The world they gotta live in. Like none of this is a way. Like when I talk about stuff like this, when I talk about the underlying reasons as to why kids do shit like this.
Sarcasm, mass problem, fast social media, but extremely reluctant to source of the media. The only exception being some made this channel called Melody that does a fantastic job highlighting this. One of her videos called 4Kids kind of sucked. Deep breaths and a scream. I know.
Underserved neighborhoods. I'm not using that as an excuse to be like, just let them steal cars, like who cares? Obviously not.
I would kind of do a little scream, but I don't want to.
It's profoundly dangerous, as this video shows, right? It's really fucked up. It puts these kids in the system at a super early age, right? And it basically ruins their fucking chances that they already didn't really have. The reason why I'm mentioning all this is because you got to look at the root causes for why this kind of activity happens in certain places. You know what I mean? The reality is like, yeah, why isn't this happening in Naperville to the same degree? I'm sure there's like, you know, dickhead kids in Naperville that like, you know, joyride and stuff like that. that, but why? Why isn't it happening in other neighborhoods? Why is it only happening here? Is it because they're black? Is that what you think? Because that's not the case. And racist people do think that that's the case. This is really interesting. I kind of want to...
Oh, not really too much else out of that. No. But... honestly, I mean, I think, you know, it definitely, in my opinion, just seems pretty enlightening, at least to me. Because it's just like... it just seems like, if there was just like some basic different things that could be accommodated for, you know, these type, you know, for a lot of these different communities when it comes to like, you know, different parks, you know, school programs, you know, mass reformations in the education system, there can be some, like, there could be some, you know, probably some better upliftment, you know, for these type of fucking people. You know, not just for, you know, these different people in the minority communities, but just also for a lot of poor people abroad. All, you know, all throughout this fucking country. Because, Jesus Christ. Like, I mean, because it shows that, but also it shows that, yeah, well, we're kind of on the way towards collapse. Yay! In a roundabout way, it kind of is. They're putting economically disadvantaged environments due to systemic discrimination is because they're black. Yeah, pretty much. That's why they're needing to, you know, that's why if there was just straight up, like, not just throwing money at it, but at least, you know, investing money into different things that, you know, like revitalizing parks, you know, taking different abandoned lots and, you know, making them into different parks as well, or into different, like, you know, play yards and shit where, you know, like, kids could go play at, or even adults or teenagers can play at and shit. And then, like, you know, have, like, different school programs and revitalize their education systems in their school districts. Like, that would do a fucking lot to help alleviate a lot of these problems that, you know, face these kids and shit. And it would at least be a start to begin breaking the cycle a little bit. Maybe not entirely, but it'll start shedding it off. As far as color to get behavior out. Yeah. Aww. Having some dreams. Little Zuka having some dreams over here. Oh, no, he woke up. Oh, 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 you stretchy boy. Oh, so cute. Oh, oh, cute little sweet baby. Oh, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Yeah, he's a good boy. Just a sweet little baby. He tried to help with cleaning earlier, and he wasn't exactly actually being helpful. Like, I was sleeping and doing a lot of extensive sleeping actually, and he's just straight up like plopped right in the middle of my pile, and it's like, bruh. Zukov. Yep. I wish I took a picture of it, but I didn't. Actually, I didn't take any before pics, but I do have some after pics, so. And frankly, it looks so much better. It helps in his own way, I suppose. Ah! Okay, here we go. Yeah. Let's break down one by one here, y'all. So, we'll start right with this little spot right here. So, honestly, well, don't mind that. That's actually a door that kind of broke off and been needed to fix, but put off its side during cleaning processes. But a lot of this is all like dirty shit. There's honestly endless crumbs that were just ridiculous as fuck here. And it was like, you know, eventually got all that wiped off. As you can see, you know, got our clean supplies. It was not really bad on the microwave itself, mostly just kind of the surface right here a little bit. Top of it was mostly just kind of dusty. Right here, though, I mean, this is kind of a before pic with the floors a little bit. You know, you can kind of see that the floors were a little gnarly. But, you know, got, you know, some nice little surface, you know, cleans around here and shit. Made everything nice, you know. Have dishes set aside, ready to go for when that gets smacked. And this is when I started on the floors right here. They need one more go, mostly kind of on the edges right there a little bit. But, you know, they've pretty much been hit really good with the first wave. And, yeah, another little wave. Frankly, honestly, that has been there forever. And, honestly, one of these days I would love to replace this tile. Because, frankly, it kind of sucks. But, and also there's a little bit of funk right there that kind of needs more of a little scraper of a thing, you know. So, gonna get one of those and then just scrape that off. But, these floors, you know, got smacked out nice, pretty good. Nice little big, expansive area. Got this little area cleaned off for a nice little space prep and shit. So, you know, it was... And, and our dinner as a feast, as celebration. Some water-boiled chicken. Some garlic roasted potatoes. We had to at least do a little bit of a celebratory feast afterwards and shit. It took us, you know, a couple hours of shit. I had to make sure... I had to take a break in the middle of it to go grab some extra supplies and then I hit up my workplace and found out some bullshit with that, and oh my god. I'm definitely done with that place. I mean, you know, it's just kind of at least at this point of a matter of time, depending on when I could get my back pay shit, my journeyman shit dealt with, because I want to at least have that dealt with just so I can get my back pay from that, too. And then, you know, stick with the union and actually probably, you know, work more closely with them with some shit and see if I could be like, hey, can I be a shop suitor, but go to Freddy's instead, because there's one not too far away from me that is, I would have to take a trip there a little bit by riding my bike out there, but it wouldn't be that big of a deal. And then, from there, you know, I could still be within the same union. If anything, USA has a better opportunity to work with them more, and then go over there. But first, I want to make sure I at least get a lot of my shit with this whole back pay situation taken care of. Because once that's all said and done, then I'm done. And honestly, if I have to stick around to transfer it to produce or some other shit, then goddamn it, I will. Because ain't no way in hell I'm gonna be there when we're like basically got like 5 people. And nobody else. It's like, nope. Don't expect me to be like going above and beyond. I'll literally be putting minimal. Like, Hey, tough job. I have a most important role, much support. Come on, you can do it! Yeah, I mean, if anything, it's just like, I kind of wish I was getting some of that for today. Because honestly, I mean, I guess you were kind of here for some of it, you know, from the last stream, but it's just like, I mean, I wish, you know, it's like, at least for myself, I could get some for, you know, for my shit, but whatever. You know, all in all, I'll just gloat about it. And honestly, it's like at this point, if they want to be pissed about it, then, you know what, fuck it. Like, you know, at the end of the day, I'm doing this shit for myself, not for them. Like, you know, like, really, at the end of the day, I'm the one who offered, you know, to, you know, propose to be like, hey, if anybody wants to, you know, and obviously I know, one of the friends can't really exactly do it. So it's just like, for fuck's sake. What happened to, you know? Well, sir, I gave him a new schedule, turned in my head, and then looked back, and there was only a smoky outline of him and a schedule floating on the floor. Floating to the floor. Yep, pretty much. And while I'm, like, in between jobs and shit, frankly, I'm just gonna get my guitar and then just be like, all right, you know, let's just kind of have a little bit of labor action up front, you know, in the store, and just like kind of loiter around and be like, hey, you know, if anyone's asking, I used to work here, and you know, they're, you know, say wait a bunch of kind of robber barons, I'll tell you what, so fuck them. But honestly, my store manager has actually been kind of surprisingly kind of nice lately, from what I've been hearing, because he's been wanting to try to get our guy transferred from our department into where he actually doesn't have to spend 2 fucking hours driving, you know, over here. So he finally got that out of the way because he's been meaning to try to deal with that, and just kind of forgot who was needing that transfer. And he's actually kind of been supportive of us with our, you know, issues of, you know, being our staff. So if anything, I'm like, huh. Honestly, if I do try to like talk to him, you know, about this whole shit again, he actually might be a little bit more sympathetic, you know, considering things. So it's like, you know, if I'm like, hey, you know, just, you know, given circumstance stuff, you know, I mean, I at least have some spare time, but I wanted to ask about, you know, like my waist situation. You know, it's like if you have some time, blah, blah, blah. Because, you know, if I can at least explain it to him, I'm sure he'll be able to, like, kind of pop by and be like, alright, you know, yeah. Because, you know, especially with how, like, the last couple of weeks have been, it's like, I mean, and me hoping that it would go up to, you know, to 18, you know, 50-something, it's just like, you know, I'm not exactly happy considering this, because I just feel like, you know, 60-50 is definitely not worth it, you know, what I'm doing right now, like, at all. I mean, at least if I could kind of get to him at a little bit more of a friendly manner, then, yeah, I could probably, you know, hopefully just get a quicker resolve from it. But, I don't know. Hopefully. Just considering he's been somewhat more friendly about it. Or at least just about our predicament. I guess he's actually kind of... I guess, oh, that's just some everything. I guess if anything, I'm, you know, like, would be guessing that, he's kind of having to see, you know, what we're having to experience now lately. Just given the circumstances of our predicament. Because of how much we keep hitting him up about, like, being understaffed and having to close early and all this other shit. Which I suppose is a good thing. At least being more reasonable. Yay! Yeah, let's see what other little fun stuff is on the tool mill. That's Daco. I know, dude. He's just so goofy with it. You're just so silly. Just a slopping. Now you're scritching. Whoa, what's this? Union leader bashes British media into a bowl of porridge. David, you fucking Canadian. You goddamn Canadian, dude. You gotta go out. You have to go Ben Shapiro with it, bro. Union leader, all caps, smashes British media host into all caps bowl of porridge. Like, come on. Come on, you little Canadian. Can't be too polite.
can see what picketing involves. I can't believe this line of questioning.
So,
I can't even see you. I don't even know who you are. So there you go. He's the most evil puppet made out of vinyl in the world. Is that the level journalism's at these days?
Oh my goodness, I really
Whoa, what was this compilation? Holy shit.
think you understand how excited I am to share this story with you and these series of clips. So I don't often cover UK politics and media, but when I do, there's a good reason.
Well, here we value our freedom and not Muslim communism. We call it oatmeal. We call it oatmeal, brother. We don't call that weird Muslim communist leftist liberal wokeism porridge. What is this?
To cover it. Mick Lynch.
Saudi Soviet republics of China here.
Turned British media into a bowl of porridge. Whatever that means, I thought it was clever. But Mick Lynch is British Rail's union leader of the RMT union, and right now rail workers are on strike there because they are being overworked and underpaid, and I'll have more on that in a minute. But I gotta show you some of these clips. And the last clip, you have to stay. You must stay for the last clip, which is so incredible. Just stay. It is insane.
Okay.
Completely insane. But let's first get to the first clip here, which is Mick Lynch discussing what this fight is all about.
Now, everybody wants our cities, towns and villages to recover. The way we do that, and one of the most important aspects of that...
I love how they refer to their small towns as villages.
...by having a decent public transport system that can be relied on, is safe and accessible. Cutting staff, cutting services and cutting funding is the opposite to that, and nobody in our community should tolerate that from this government of billionaires who tell everyone else they've got to tighten their belts while they're raking it in.
So of course you don't have to be in the UK to relate to this. This is a scenario that people are living all across the world. Elites at the top of society are telling you to work more hours and budget better. Meanwhile, they're the ones reaping all the profits from the money that you generated as the working class. So this strike is about that.
And frankly, honestly, I find it kind of curious how a lot of that type of rhetoric kind of poisons the well so much and, you know, falls down, you know, even to fellow working class folk and shit. Or it's like, oh, you know, you need to budget better, or oh, you know, you're not doing that much, or this and that, blah blah blah, you need to work more. And it's just like, I mean, I was kind of getting that shit earlier today. It's just like, oh, because I spent like, I don't even know what the last stream was, like what, like an hour 10 something minutes, and frankly maybe collectively the entire day I was not, you know, spending not working on the house like maybe like 4 collectively, because I had to go grab some supplies, and then, you know, the initial part, you know, when my friend came by and then my part came in, like outside of those instances and then the nap, like, I mean, I was, you know, at least at the beginning doing some prep to, you know, beginning to do all the wipe down shit, and then, as shown earlier, did all that. Now, it's just about, you know, getting the dishes prepped, which, because I'm going to be working, I'll have to do that a little bit over time. But, I mean, once the next day off is, I mean, as some of that gets picked off, you know, it'll be a lot easier to deal with once we actually do get to it. So it's just like, at this point, and now we have space to put clean, dry dishes aside, so then we can put it away later. So, it's like what, I don't got like a fucking game plan of shit? But I guess they might be excuses. You know, there needs to be a mass labor movement, and yeah, wealth gap is so massive it's almost funny. Honestly, I wonder what the fuck is going on with that, because it looked like they were. Remember in like 2020 when they had like the biggest like labor strike in like, I think in like history, like fucking, like it was literally like 10% of the workforce, which includes like what, almost like 1 million something people or some shit, or more. I think it was more than a fucking million. Like, it was a lot of goddamn fucking people that were partaking in that type of shit in solidarity. So it was just like, I mean, it's just like, honestly, I'm kind of wondering what the fuck happened with all that. Like, it kind of was like, boom! And then it just kind of subsided pretty shortly after that. It was like a big bang, like Tannerite, and then whatever little, like, sparking and flame that was left over just kind of fizzled out. It's like, what happened with that? It looked like Ford workers, Chennai are striking. Chennai? I haven't heard of that place, but hey, fuck yeah. I just like how no matter, like, I mean, it doesn't really matter place in India. Oh. Well, right on. Well, I mean, honestly, you know, it's just awesome to know that, and also at least before the Ukraine war, I was hearing also in Russia there was like worker strikes before. I remember before it was Onion Nuggets on Flash Friday, they, you know, there was like this these Vladivostok dock workers that were on strike, and the new CEO was taking a tour in a way to try to appease these workers. And all these Vladivostok workers literally just took their fucking hard hats and just started throwing it at this guy. They're just yelling absurdities and saying, "Fuck you, boo, it," you know, and all this other shit. It was honestly the most base, greatest fucking thing ever. When that happened, I mean, I was showing my coworkers that shit and be like, "Oh my god, this is fucking great," and all of them had a kick at it. They were all like, "That is kind of funny." They were all pretty amused by it, and I most certainly was. Because, oh my god. We definitely need to see some shit like that. Just gonna be honest. Any place with sweatshops needs a fucking revolt. Based in Libreville. Yes. I mean, honestly, India can use that, Pakistan, Bangladesh. Like, honestly, the whole fucking, like, Far East region could use it. I know China can't really get it, but, like, honestly, there could be one spark, you know, starting in India. And then a lot of the local countries, you know, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and, you know, so on, could actually, it could be a shockwave in the region. I mean, it's like, and that's kind of what I wonder. It's like, I mean, when there was that massive strike with the rural farmers and shit, it was just like, I mean, you think that would have started it, but yeah, I don't know. I wonder if there's, like, you know, some suppression and shit that happened with it, where, like, it started, but there was such heavy suppression about that type of shit that it essentially just fucking, you know, like, ultimately kind of crushed whatever, you know, fire was, you know, starting to grow from it. Teacher was right about Obama derangement syndrome. That shit was the ultimate betrayal for a generation. I mean, seriously. A lot of definitely things to be angry and, you know, frankly pissed at Obama about, but honestly, it's just like, to let it, you know, lead, you know, yourself, you know, so astray and shit. Ugh. Like, there's so many fucking people.
Details around why they were striking, what they're asking for. I just want to quickly show you this. This is a recent poll showing majority say rail strikes this week are justified. A third say they are not. So I'm showing you this because when we get to the media clips, it's going to become clear what their marching orders are. They have to turn this around. They have to make the public hate this strike. They have to side with the fat cats and once again side against the working class. So even though all the media right now in the UK, at least the vast majority of it, is treating this as some crazy thing, oh, how dare they strike for better conditions and higher pay when they're keeping society going. Meanwhile, the majority of people are already on their side, on the side of the workers. Now, in terms of this fight, so this is a great piece. I'll link to it below as I link to all my sources, but I will summarize it briefly. But their headline here, "We don't want chaos, the real reasons young RMT workers are striking." So they write, because of the patchwork and privatized nature of Britain's railway system, the strike involves several different companies, meaning that many of the people striking face different challenges at work and have different demands involving pay, pensions, working conditions, and more. But in coming together as a collective, they are supporting one another in their struggles. Below, 4 young RMT members share their own reasons for striking and explain why this is such an important cause. All right, so before I get to more clips from the incredible Mick Lynch, I'm just going to quickly go over here some of the issues that they are facing and what they're asking for. So when it comes to the catering staff, let me just zoom out a little bit here. The catering staff are understaffed. They work long hours, sometimes over 12 hours a day, and they are relied upon in terms of working overtime. So working their normal hours is not normal. In fact, working overtime is normal. So they are essentially deeply understaffed and really need help with that. The cleaning staff, some of them are homeless, even though they're working 6 hours a day, sleeping in bus shelters. They don't get subsidized travel, unlike some of the other workers that do, which cuts into their pay even more, making their low pay even worse.
I mean, honestly, in a way, clean staff are even more important because, especially when it comes to public transit, there is some fucking disgusting shit that can be fucking found at public transit. I mean, maybe in UK it's different, but oh my god, around here, like sometimes, especially late at night on the Max light rails, oh my god, there is just some funky shit that can be found. And it's like, oh god. I feel bad for whoever has to clean it. But at least we don't have people supporting politics just because they're race or gender instead because of their policies. Oh wait, and opposing it for those reasons just as idiotic. Yeah. I hate it. I so badly hate it. At least locally around here, it's not that bad, but I mean, that only really goes so far. The not as bad part of it is a very small bubble in the corporate shitty conglomeracy that is America.
Some of them travel by bus because of that, and
I recognize the bubble I do live in, and I wish that bubble will expand into the rest of the country. That's what I wish.
Get to work traveling by bus, and all they're asking for is £15 an hour, sick pay, and help with travel expenses. Maintenance staff, they want to protect their pensions, so their pensions are potentially at risk. Train dispatcher here, they want higher pay, and some are living on food stamps. So those are just a few examples of what they're dealing with, and there's more of a breakdown here from the RMT Union Twitter page that goes over how they were, called heroes, and now they're not being treated well at all, being overworked, understaffed, underpaid.
So curious that within a 2-year period, how the workers, like these people, were treated as heroes, and now they're being treated like villains. Because they goddamn have the fucking audacity and the dare to fucking, try to advocate for better conditions and for better pay for themselves and better pensions. And the protection thereof, of their pensions that already exist, because of the work they fucking been doing for the last few years. Interesting how that works. We don't vote for them because they're black. Oh, good. We vote against them because they're black. Oh. Yeah, in a way, honestly, at least in my opinion, maybe I'm wrong, but in a way, I feel like that is a little worse. It's like, oh, we're kind of virtue singing out for this person because they're black. Well, it's like, well, I guess at least they... I guess it's the whole lesser two evil thing, but, that's why I hate it. Because it's just kind of bullshit from the get-go. But, that's why I think, I don't know, maybe I'm just having, some lib copium going on right there, where I'm just, huffing on some of that a little bit there. Just be like, oh, well, which one's worse?
Just what they're asking for here in terms of what's going on in the whole situation there. So I'll link to that below.
Yeah, between the latter, two latter's worse, but it doesn't make the former good. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why I was just kind of like, well, yeah, I'm just kind of huffing, some of that neo-lib copium there, you know what I mean? It does smell good. I can see why people sniff it all the time.
And I'll also show you what happened the next day when Mick wasn't on, how they were talking about him. But first here, check out this interaction.
Should Labour MPs be on the picket line or not?
Yes.
Individual Labour MP, what they do. I'm not going to tell Kate what she should or shouldn't be doing.
Did Keir Starmer say to you and other frontbenchers not to join the picket line?
Keir Starmer made it clear that for the shadow cabinet, and it was not helpful for us to be on the picket line, and he's absolutely right. We shouldn't be putting ourselves in positions that make this worse. We are getting up every day trying to make lives better for our constituents.
All right, well, let's go.
Well, you should join a picket line and give them some moral support and actually, join solidarity with them, you fucking schmuck. They're just like, I'm not going to tell other MPs what to do, but if we do that, it's actually going to be worse and make things, a little bit more chaotic, and we're trying to make things better for people. It's like, then join them on a picket line and pressure your fucking oppositional MPs, you fucking weirdo.
But what do you say to what you just heard from Jenny Chapman in terms of what the Labour Party's position is towards these strikes?
Well, the Labour Party was founded by the trade unions. In fact, it was founded by my trade union, the original resolution. So that's ironic, because we're not affiliated. And one of the reasons we're not affiliated...
I mean, well, they really should, because frankly, knowing that information, I mean, it's kind of sad how the Labour Party in the UK has kind of fallen so far. Knowing that, I didn't know that about it. That's actually making me want... It sounds like either a bone or a piece of wood, but that make me nervous. This guy talks fast. At least you can understand him a little bit. He has a very nice, intelligent, British, but very false-talking, accent with him. Oh, it's a little bone. Okay.
Got your little bone.
Labour politicians since Blair have not identified with working class people, and failing to do that is
since
one of the
Tony
problems.
Blair, huh? Okay, well, interesting little tidbit. Actually, while this is playing, I'm actually going to do something real quick.
Communities, and they've left the door open to populists and others to come into the situation. The Labour Party is about supporting working people, or
Pip Pip Cheerio, speak as it is, well. Yep.
Should be. Not triangulating.
I'm going to pull up Google. That's why I'm doing this. I want to look up something.
Opinion makers such as the Daily Mail and the Telegraph and the Times. So they've got to sort out their identity, and they've got to come up with a set of policies that are going to relieve working class poverty, are going to give us a stable workplace with good conditions and good minimum standards. That's what the Labour Party should be about. I welcome anyone that wants to join us on our picket lines and show us messages of support.
All right, well,
if Keir Starmer can't do that, that's a problem for him, not for us.
Jenny?
But Keir Starmer wants to be Prime Minister, and in order to get that job, he needs to show that he's the sort of person who wants to resolve these kinds of disputes. And actually, Mick, you don't know anything about my background or my community or where I come from. So,
I can't even see you. I don't even know who you are. So
well, there you go. So, don't tell me who I am and whether or not I'm working class or whatever, any of those sorts of things.
I didn't tell you you weren't working class. I don't even know your name.
Well,
you, Mick, she's, Jenny Chapman, she's on Labour's front bench.
Yeah, but I can't see her because I'm sitting in a remote studio.
No,
I don't know who I'm talking to or how many of you there are.
That's not really the point.
Damn. Owned. There, I just because I was kind of curious, I want to take a quick aside. The Labour Party originated in the late 19th century, meaning a demand for a new political party to represent the interests in the urban working class demographic, which has increased number, and many of whom only gained suffrage with the passage of the Representation of the People Act of 1884. Some members of the trade union movement became interested in moving into the political field, and after further extensions of voting franchise in 1867 and 1885, the Liberal Party endorsed some trade union sponsored candidates. The first Lab candidate, Liberal Labor. Okay, that's a new term. I haven't heard that. A candidate to stand was George Odger in Southwark by election of 1870. In addition, several small socialist groups have formed around this time with the intent of linking the movement into political policies. Among these were the Independent Labour Party and the intellectual, largely middle-class Fabian Society, the Marxist Social Democratic Federation, and the Scottish Labour Party. Aye, where they're all partly about burning it all to the ground. Yeah, alright. Labour Representation Committee. Yeah, okay, so I mean, this just shows that UK also has a very strong labor history and a very rich labor history at that, just as much as the US does. Look at that, the original Liberty logo in use until 1983. The Liberty Labour Party. Dude, that looks fucking base. They should like modernize this and make a new one kind of similar to this. What does a new one look like? It's up here somewhere, right? I'm not about it. I like the rose, but it needs some spunk. Like if they had like a rose and a few other things, and maybe like change up like that little thing where the Liberty is kind of in the shit, it'd be looking pretty dope. Yeah, I mentioned ILP output of 20 candidates, only won 44,325 votes, or 44,000, blah blah. Because the party believed that to obtain access to parliamentary elections would need to be necessary to join with other left-wing groups. Hardy's roots lay as a preacher contributed to an ethos in the party which led to common by 1950s General Secretary Morgan Phillips that socialism in Britain owed more to Methodism than Marx. Well, frankly, I mean, who really gives a fuck who it's owed to? I mean, but, you know, okay. Cool. Oh, this is Keira Hardy. Dude, look at that fucking... Dude, it's like a very nice... It's like thick and big, but still very nice and elegant and prim and proper at the same time. Like, he's found, like... This guy's, like, somehow found the balance of having, like a kind of a nice, thick, big beard, but having it nice and trimmed and proper at the same time. That's like a perfect... like curve going on right there, dude. Like he's dude, this guy is like he found the balance. It's not like, you know, just like totally unkept or whatever the fuck, you know, or just, you know, like just bushed all the way out, but it's still nice and big and thick a little bit. Dude, that's kind of a respectable looking beard. Man, there's all sorts of stuff here. I'll definitely have to check this out a little more. I didn't realize how enriched it was.
Lynch does not take your bullshit. Now, I'm going to get to how they talked about him the next day when he wasn't there. And I'll also show you the incredible, insane clip at the end. But, so, look at the Labour MP there, which, by the way, Labour MP, founded by Labour, the Labour MP, saying that Keir Starmer wants to be prime.
At least, you know, the very quick little initial origins of it. Yeah, sounds about right. And considering that it said there was a lot of different trade unions that were involved with it, yeah, I'd imagine that the RMT were very heavily involved with that, considering they were part of the urban working class. So, I mean, you know, obviously the history of the Labour Party is going to be a little bit more of a glimpse of it, but, you know, I could easily probably find a little bit more information if I just did a little bit more digging.
Why he can't stand with the working class and must stand with the capitalist elites, especially when the public is at least initially on the side of the strike. Trader. I mean, the reason why they're standing with the capitalist elites is because they are themselves, at least Keir Starmer and those around him, the capitalist elites. Now, there are members of Labour that did, in fact, go out and stand with the striking workers. And guess what happened? This just came out from The Guardian. Labour frontbenchers who joined rail strike pickets pressed to apologize.
Man, if I was one of them, I'd be saying, oh, you can go stuff it up in your little fucking tea pipe, I tell you what. I don't know what insults that they have over there, but a tea pipe, you know, sounds, you know, like a pretty, you know, shoving it up your tea pipe sounds like, you know, a good one. It's like, because honestly, just shove it up your ass. Like, seriously, like, fuck you. No. Like, if I was, you know, a Labour MP and definitely, you know, principal in the aspects of Labour, I would not apologize for anything. I'd be like, you should apologize for not being down here, you sad bastard. Fuck you. It's like, boo.
Who defied Keir Starmer's order to stay away from striking RMT workers may be disciplined for attendance. Labour MPs discipline.
Oh, wow. So they got you with the fucking, like, knife up against your gut. I have a feeling it'd be something along the lines, oh, fuck your crumpets right up, I tell you what. Let me just piss in your crumpets. Piss in your tea and shit roll in your crumpets, I tell you what. I guess it'd be shite right in your crumpets. I mean, it's like, okay, so basically it's like, hey, even if you do double down and say fuck you, basically, and don't apologize, then you're going to be disciplined. So you basically have, like, a knife up against your gut. It's like, you better fucking apologize. What if I don't? Well, you get a knife in your gut. You're disciplined, bitch.
With Labour.
Dude, what the fuck, man? The Labour Party's just falling up, like, falling so far, bro. Wow. Sad. I mean, you know, while it is amateur, I mean, the fact that these workers are on strike just show that the labor movement in the UK is more stronger than ever. You know, is kind of coming back with a little bit of bang. And the fact that this is just kind of something that's happened internationally just kind of shows that, I mean, this isn't just something that's, you know, uniquely in America when it comes to a lot of shit like Start, but, so Cuff, are you really fucking with a spider right now? Quit fucking with that spider, bro. Leave that little spider alone. You goofy baby. You're so silly. It's a spider. Oh my god. Leave it alone. Hey. Come on, bro. Silly little dog.
He has been a complete disaster. This is a perfect example of that. Now, look, I get the inconvenience around, the train's not running. I get it. I get that can be an inconvenience for people. But society should be standing up with the working class. If you want people to stand with you, understanding as well that you are not elite, maybe you are the elite, then fuck off. But if you're not one of the elites at the top of these companies, then understand this collective action is incredibly important for society to function and ensure that there isn't a massive, even more massive disparity between the rich and the poor. So while understanding the impact on your day-to-day life, you have to also understand that in the long run, these workers are standing up for your rights as well. In addition to just they're standing up to improve the rail system and the way things operate. So that's also part of the strike, not just about their conditions, but generally about the conditions of this industry. And on top of that, the media.
That dog fucking just crushed that spider just laying on it. I'm still listening though, but I mean, I think this just kind of goes to show how much like the entire fucking established, system, especially when it comes to the Labour Party, basically from South of basically being the equivalent of the Democratic Party in our country and shit, has essentially, fundamentally, proven to be against the working class utterly. That spider is still alive. What the fuck? The spider has fucking tank armor like a T-34. What the hell? Get over here. I've scooched you over where you'll at least be unsquished. But I mean, this is why, workers have to take things to their own fucking hands. And honestly, I mean, people do support this. I mean, honestly, people would rather have the mild inconvenience. And if anything, it's a lot of the fucking private institutions and the business class that, been making more inconvenience when it comes to a lot of things like price gouging and shit. Whether it's at the grocery store or the gas tank or wherever. I mean, people have a lot, these days seem to tend to have a lot more sympathy with the workers, more so than, the corporate business capitalist elite interests. So it's but it's also just so curious how the media seems to have, their vested interest in defending that more so than workers. Weird.
Supposed to be just a little weird. Speaking truth to power. But instead, of course, once again, they're simply a mouthpiece for the elites. And what better example than how the media, how this same host treated Lynch the next day on her program when he wasn't there.
Since we've mentioned Mick Lynch himself, he's trending on Twitter, lucky him, social media. Moya, are your union barons back?
Union barons? No, I think collective...
Union barons? What the fuck? Oh my god. They're trying to reappropriate robber barons and call them union barons. Jesus Christ. Wow. I just thought about it, and if geographically all lands are connected, well, I mean, I guess at one point they were Pangea. They'd not be able to process this much. I mean, yeah, I guess in a way. A lot more connected, a lot easier to get information to travel and shit.
We keep talking about Mick Lynch as an individual because the way that our media is set up is we focus on one person.
Nothing to do with Mick Lynch himself.
I mean, he's fantastic.
Right.
He's a wonderful speaker. But
do you not think he's promoting himself in exactly that way?
I think no. I think he's the union boss. Every single media program has invited him on to speak for the union.
We need more, yeah, because guess what? We need more union bosses and people speaking for them.
But he's representing a big ballot. The union ballot's got, I think, over 80% of people voting for strike action. That's more than voted in like the general election as a percentage. That's a far bigger political mandate than any of our politicians have.
Is it?
Yeah, which shows that the workers, you know, if anything, are showing that they have a little bit more of a political mandate in this fucking country. Well, I guess in the UK, in their fucking country, more so than, you know, politicians do. Maybe the workers ought to have their, you know, voice be heard. They say ballot funny. Like, ballot. We got ourselves a ballot.
On a personality contest between Mick Lynch and Boris Johnson.
What the hell is this line of questioning? Union Baron? I'll get to who the barons are in a second here. But Union Baron, personality contest, who's the one trying to generate this narrative? You. You are trying to turn this into a personality contest. Not Mick Lynch. He's talking about the working class. He's talking about people being overworked, underpaid. People that are living in bus shelters, sleeping in bus shelters because they can't afford rent. Are you insane? Union Baron? Here are the barons. So, by the way, there's like a million clips of Mick Lynch, just like demolishing media that I actually have to cut clips out because there are too many of them. But here's a quote from one of those clips where Mick Lynch from the union points out that during COVID, in the worst year of revenue on the railway, the private rail companies extracted £500 million in profit. 500 million in profit during one of their worst years in revenue. That's the scandal. Not working people fighting against real-term pay cuts.
So they had a cut in profit and shit, and that's why we have to cut a lot of the workers out and all this and that. But that part isn't really cried about. It's the fact that they didn't make enough profit. Man, get fucked.
Crisis. Yet, where is the media anger about that? Why aren't they discussing the actual barons? Those at the top of these companies stealing from the working class.
Since when has it become like a cultural or societal norm to give a fuck about shit like profit? Like, okay, oh my god, I hate it. I just hate that whole concept that, you know, that's something that needs to be cared about.
Generating this profit for them. Yet, those same workers, sleeping in bus shelters, underpaid, working over 12 hours a day. It is just disgusting how the media tries to form these narratives. It really is gross. Now, there's two more clips. So I thought there was one more clip. There's two more clips. Here is an interaction between Mick Lynch and someone in the media. And look at again, the narrative here that they try to generate.
The government is saying that they are going to bring in agency workers. My question to you is, I'm guessing that some of your members will still stay on the picket lines. What will they do if agency workers try to cross those picket lines?
Well, we will picket them. What do you think we'll do? We run a picket line and we'll ask them not to go to work. Do you not know how a picket line works?
What do they do anyway? I very much know how a picket line works. I'm much older than I look, Mr. Lynch.
Yeah, and guess what? You know, workers who cross the picket line are called scabs.
What will picketing involve?
Well, you can see what picketing involves. I can't believe this line of questioning. Picketing is standing outside the workplace to try and encourage people who want to go to work not to go to work. What else do you think it involves?
And what if they want... Well, I just wondered what else it might involve, because I very well remember the picket lines of the 1980s,
where are you going with your...
Mr. Lynch. I'm asking you what your members would do, Mr. Lynch.
Which picket lines are you talking about?
The miners' strike. Miners' strike.
Yeah.
I like how she's trying to get it own out of him. It's like, the miners' strikes, you know, what about those? I tell you what. Because there actually is, you know, a lot of... violence that happen from those type of strikes, and it's just like he's literally just looking. He's literally just turning around, and just like, oh, I don't know. Why don't you just literally like have your fucking eyes checked and go look right behind me?
What
no,
are
it
you
doesn't,
talking
Mr.
about?
Lynch, and I'm just asking. I'm just to clarify. I'm just trying to clarify.
My God! Oh my God! That was so funny that he even got the reporter to laugh. Because she knows she's Trump.
Dude, like, honestly, I mean, it just kind of shows how much they, you know, like, are totally full of shit. And, I like, this like, union, you know, man right here, this union ace, he fucking, knows what's up. Like, he just does. Like, I mean, he ain't cut. He's just, like, he ain't taking no shit, bro. Dude, I love his just, like, suave chat energy. He literally is just like, what the fuck you talking about? Don't you look behind me? Don't you see a bunch of people picketing? That's what the fuck this is. Don't you understand what we're talking about? I think they're legal there, but whatever. Steel knuckles in. Oh, some brass knuckles. Yeah. Get some good old steel ones instead of aluminiums. Some. Sukaf, hey, what are you doing? Get over here. Some aluminium knuckles. I tell you what, that might.
Narrative that does not exist. He turns around. Does this look like the miners' strike? There's like 3 people there holding signs.
There's at least like a dozen people about, but yeah.
So I'll get to more on the miners' strike aspect of this in a second, but my God, look. And by the way, I'll get to that last clip. It's worth it. I'm telling you, it's worth it. Stay for the last clip. But just this, again, like, what does she want him to say? They are on strike. They're picketing. Like, clearly she wants him to be like, well, if anyone crosses the line, we're gonna bash their face in and eat their brains. Like, he's not. They're on strike. That's what's happening. It's very peaceful, as you can see. And in terms of the miners' strike,
which frankly, strikes, especially how they start, they are peaceful. Like, the only time they ever get violent is when the cops get involved. Curious, they seem to get things in exculpatory and pretty violent whenever cops do get involved anyway. So, go figure.
Propaganda that she was sold. As from the conversation here, war on the picket line, how the British press made a battle out of the miners' strike. Coverage of the strike amounted to a, quote, propaganda assault on the miners. So there were clashes between our clashes. The cops attacked striking workers back in the 80s, and the media came out on the side, of course, of the police.
Of course.
So the media aligning with Thatcher, once again aligning with the powerful, as opposed to aligning with the working class, align with the powerful, align with the police against people that were losing their livelihoods. That's what happened. And this, of course, is not even anywhere near that. Like, there's no clashing, there's no attacking going on, at least right now. But unbelievable. Now let's get to the last clip. This is the last clip. It's worth it because it's Piers Morgan. The Piers Morgan Show. And Piers Morgan, he has on Lynch, and he has got him. He's found it. He's discovered the way to take Lynch down. And Lynch has no escape.
I don't think Piers Morgan is able to figure out anything in his life besides being an annoying piece of shit prick that everyone literally wants to fucking punch in the face. David Dole, why did you do this? Why did you just invoke Piers Morgan's name? Which just the fact that even uttering it is just like a sin upon humanity. Like, why? Why? Why, like, oh my God, why is he making us suffer with, like, a fine... At least it's the final clip. Look, it's a finale. You know what? He saved it for last. Oh God, oh man, oh Jesus, I didn't realize this was gonna be this quick.
I want you to confirm or deny if this is your Facebook page. It's a picture of...
Can you see the
Hood from Thunderbirds.
Can you see the likeness?
Well, I'm just wondering where the comparison goes.
Can you see the likeness? Wait, he's getting at him for his Facebook page, which has a profile pic. That's that? Are we serious?
An evil criminal terrorist mastermind described as the world's most dangerous man who wreaks utter carnage and havoc on the public.
Is that the level you're pitching this at, Piers? That is a joke amongst me and my friends, and you can see the likeness if you like.
So you're not denying that you are comparing yourself to the Hood?
I'm not comparing myself to anyone. I'm me.
You've literally made your profile picture the Hood. And I'm simply saying, I was a massive...
What? If it was a bunch of flowers,
Thunderbirds fan, and the Hood...
Oh my God, are you kidding me, dude? Yo! He's getting at him for his goddamn fucking Facebook profile picture. I'm honestly speechless. I don't even know, like, what, like, I can't, dude. What the fuck? Are we serious, man? oh my God. Well, libs have been owned. Pack it up, boys. We lost. Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
Flowers, what
evil person in the world.
He's the most evil puppet made out of vinyl in the world.
The evil person in the world. Have you forgotten, like... okay, I don't... I honestly really am struggling with this. Like, fucking... I honestly saw that a little bit, and I honestly was about to pop off. I saw what the fuck that said a little bit. It's like, is it working there like a few hours? Like, okay, whatever. I'm not. I dropped a nuke in the Telegram chat, and now I think they are. At least he's finally responded to it. It's like, alright. I'll have to read it in full context.
Bad old kitty. Yeah, you scare that.
Oh, Curly. You want to hear? Let me see if I can get Curly on here.
You scare the kitties.
Here, hold on.
Yeah.
This is probably a horrible idea. No. Hey, keep him back. Hey, Curly. Hey, buddy. I can get him. Hold on. No, you stay here. You know, like, actually, like, distract him. I don't want it. Alright, never mind, it ain't working. He ran away into your room. He ran away into his room, so... Curly's more skittish. He's actually a pretty cool cat. There's been, like, it's very rare, but there's a few times where Curly's been on stream. I'll see if I can, honestly, I'm literally trying to prolong before we get back into this. But, unfortunately, I guess... here we are. Unfortunately not.
Journalism's at these days.
I simply asked you if that was you. It makes me laugh, honestly, that you have...
Your existence, Piers Morgan, makes me laugh. Well, no, it doesn't actually make me laugh. I wish it did. But... I don't even know. I'm just trying to, like, take it in micro doses. Like, I hate, like... Honestly, like, if it wasn't for the fact people like Ted Cruz, Ben Shapiro, Steven Crowder, very punchable faces. Like, I mean, if it wasn't for them, mainly, the trifecta. Oh, Matt Walsh, too, especially. Though I kind of put him in, like, the Benito Mussolini crowd more than anything at this point. But that's, yeah, that's kind of an aside. But either way. I mean, it's just, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Come on, bro. What are you doing? Poking at goddamn fucking boxes? But either way, I'm realizing, like, how much legitimately of a punchable face this motherfucker has, is what I'm saying. And frankly, I think it's even more punchable than Ted Cruz. It's more punchable than Matt Walsh. It's more punchable than even Ben Shapiro. And frankly, I could do other things to Ben Shapiro outside of punching him that I feel like would be more satisfactory to me, frankly. But that's just me.
Profile pic, because that's a man who wreaked havoc on the world.
Well, it makes me laugh that your level of journalism has descended so far that you can't think of any other question rather than a thing about the
I didn't put that picture on your profile page.
Yeah, but you've chosen to spend 2 or 3 minutes in this interview talking about an irrelevant.
I could watch that all day. All day. Because...
I don't know how you can do that, David, but I can't. I can't, bro. I barely got through that the first time.
Bid Piers is because of how incredible the response is from Lynch there. He's the most evil puppet made out of vinyl in the world. It's just, there's nothing for them to work with here. They have to go to his Facebook page and take what is clearly a joke, because yes, he clearly does look like that character from the Thunderbirds, and use that as like, oh, because he has this in his Facebook page, that means he wants to be as evil as that character is in the show. Are you fucking kidding me?
Dude, the emphasis on the fucking, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, he got a little like, he kind of got a little like, you know, Macho America right there, a little bit there, brother. Are you fucking kidding me there, brother? Like, he kind of a little American there, I'll tell you what. There's a lot of Canadians, they just annex themselves and just embrace their Americanness already. They're just like America's little brother. They just embrace it already. Yeah, it's like the annexation of Canada just seems to happen. I'll tell you what, brother. Tell you what. But honestly though, like, I mean, for real though, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, he's not wrong. It's like, what the, like, seriously, the one thing is his Facebook profile. It's like looking at my YouTube page and my fucking profile pic of it being like my persona that I drew like fucking years and years back. Which frankly, honestly, I could digitalize and actually make it a little better with that and maybe enhance a little from that, but either way. But it's just like, it's like you're getting it. It's like, oh my god. Frankly, dude, if that's the one profile picture that you're butthurt about, man, wait until you see some of the other profile pictures that can exist out there in the world.
God, and by the Pierce spent at least 3 minutes on that. I'm not even joking. I had to cut out a part of the clip because it was too long. He just kept going. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable how terrible British media is. It really is unbelievable. So amazing. But that's what's going on. When the working class actually stands up to fight, this is what happens. And this is exactly why you need somebody as strong as Mick Lynch is there at the top. Whether it's unions, whether it's lawmakers, I would like some lawmakers to maybe take some notes here from how Lynch is acting. This is how you treat the media. This is how you discuss these issues. This is how you actually connect with people. Lynch has done a fantastic job doing that.
Dude, he was fucking great. What's his full name? Like, I know it's Lynch. It's, Mick Lynch. Mick Lynch. Dude, he's fucking based. Like, I mean, honestly, though, this guy's great. I want to know more about this dude, because, frankly, like, he has good charisma. I mean, he's actually amusing. Like, I actually legit get a laugh out of him. And I mean, he just don't give a fuck. He has, like, the no fucks Giga Chad mentality, and it's like, damn. Oh, I love it. Can we have some of that, please? Can you export some of that energy over here to America with our labor movement that's kind of slowly but surely, a little too slowly, you know, revving up, you know what I mean? Yeah, bring some of that over here. I like it. Oh, there's movement. There's movement over there. There's a confirmation. There has been movement. Hola. Having a good sleep? Yeah, he's having a good sleep. Zukov, hey, don't disturb his sleep. Though I kind of am too, though, to be honest. But he's probably used to me at this point doing this. Sometimes I kind of forget he's there. What's the ball? Oh. What? Don't look at me like that. This guy is like what I just said, except for the reason he gets picked on is for being a brown-nosed bastard. Pierce Morgan. Yep. Ugh. God, that dude is just exceptionally goddamn contemptible, honestly. Ugh. I feel like a lot of our far-right commentators we have in this country are, and then I'm reminded Piers Morgan exists. Frankly, I just forgot that he did up until David Dole mentioned it in that clip. Like, honestly, I was kind of feeling good knowing that I kind of forgot he was a thing. Nope. Nope. Not today, boy. Not today. Get your fucking yearly reminder that Piers Morgan exists and is a thing out there in this fucking planet. It's like, oh, man. God, what a, like, just... I had epiphany. DFAT Fred had their whole Ben Shapiro gauntlet, right? A Piers Morgan gauntlet. Oh, would they even survive? Oh man, I know people were thinking Jordan Peterson, which that might legitimately be the second gauntlet they do. So I'm thinking, considering that, the one after Jordan Peterson has to fucking be Piers Morgan. Oh my god. A gauntlet of Piers Morgan. Would I even take it? I could barely handle that Ben Shapiro one. I literally had to take like a break once or twice. Dude, and when they did the second clip as a Ben Shapiro Jordan Peterson combo from the last one, that one, nah, he's so bland. But with all the, you know what? Yeah, he's just very contemptible. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel like that's a factor in the torture of him, though. Honestly. I could barely get through him. I feel like it's torture getting through his ass. Because 1, he's so exceptionally stupid. 2, people take him seriously. 3, he's just a bland, boring, annoying fuck that you just, well, 4, want to slap around silly. Which 5 makes a bunch of dumbass points where, well, he ends up kind of going into the reciprocal cycle of where being he's stupid. He's not like a Ben Shapiro level, I mean, or Jordan Peterson, not at all, but like, ugh, I don't know, man, he's bad. Ugh, he's up there, dude. He is up there. Ugh. I'm just wondering, could I even handle like 30 minutes, let alone like a little clip like that? That's really the question. I don't feel like I could. He's just that detestable. He's pretty much like everything about like, at least like stereotypical Britishness that I stereotypically despise, but unironically actually despise. It's like, oh, the what, chip, cheerio, I'm just kind of an elitist aristocrat type, yes, what, you know, and just pretty much, like, oh my god, I don't even know, oh my god, I just want to sour him up in the face so much. Like, my brain just immediately wants to go to that, as soon as I start describing it, it's like, ugh. I just... I mean, you know what? Honestly, now I'm thinking about it, you might be right a little bit, because now that I'm thinking about it, Ben Shapiro does kind of rile me up a little more, because I just kind of thought about Ben Shapiro, I'm like, who else would be a horrible... Oh, you know, the quartering, that guy is really fucking ridiculously stupid. And Matt Walsh, too. That'd be a good gauntlet. Fucking, obviously Jordan Peterson, and then, who else? Candace Owens, honestly. I would say Jesse Lee Peterson, but like that one's would be just more funny than anything. Like they would just kind of more so poke fun, and if anything, just kind of pretend and satirically like kind of tag along and be a jokester about it because well, he's just so ridiculous. Ooh, Milo maybe because he's just doing this weird ass horrible cringe grift that like they could kind of go through like a gauntlet of the arc of Milo or some shit, kind of like after he was on their show, like from their downfall. Wouldn't necessarily be like a gauntlet, so to speak, but it would be kind of an interesting little introspective, I guess. But because oh my god, what he's doing now is just abhorrently cringe. Oh my, he's on like Christian Militant, like some Catholic fascist shit, where he's fucking like literally doing like the typical like the Christian broadcast fucking TV or whatever it is, and then just but it's like an infomercial form, and he's just basically just doing that shit. I know Diva Mama every now and then will do live streams where she'll react to that every now and then, and it's just like, oh my god, I can't believe this is a thing. It's like, oof. Though weirdly enough, he's actually kind of good at it. So, what are you staring at? Why do you have to stare at random things? Like, seriously, bro. You look like a little derp. You look like a little derp right now. You're just a silly little derp. Silly little derp. You're just looking off into oblivion at various different things. Yeah, it's silly. Goofball. Anyway, I think I'll get one nice fatty bowl. Wait, how much do I have left of this? Oh, fuck, I still have a pretty good amount here. Should I finish it when I finish this up, or with the bowl? Actually, could probably do both at once. So much left in there. Thank God, I can't believe that I'm starting to have, like, my taste buds acclimate to the flavor of these things, because they're honestly becoming a lot easier to drink. In a weird way, I don't like that. I feel like I'm becoming whiter as I drink them. I get more whiter as I drink these Keystone Lights, tell you what, brother. I don't know this much. Doesn't really give me much more than a nice little fun buzz, but there ain't really no way I can get drunk off those. Because frankly, honestly, at this point, outside of just like a mild buzz, I feel pretty fucking sober off of this. Like, in a weird way, if I went to work, after drinking the amount I did, just as I am now, as long as I took like a mint and, ate something and kind of masked the alcohol taste in my mouth and shit like that, like, I can easily pass as like, oh, yeah, I didn't drink today. Just a little bit more, like, what, giggly, I guess. More chill, laid back, I guess, like, I mean, maybe occasional hiccup like that, which happens anywhere. I mean, so, all in all, it's like, it's kind of weird how fucking, like, alcohol kind of is, depending on how you produce it, though, now I'm thinking about it. Because like some alcohols and shit, if you know, like especially if like liquors and stuff, you know, even if you're kind of like sipping on it over time and stuff, that does like a different impact than having like beers over like a couple hours and shit. Or I guess a few hours in this case. I mean, if I was like kind of like sipping on, you know, maybe like one shot and like, you know, a nice, you know, like decent. I mean, like if this is half full and there's like 2 shots in there, maybe having like 2 of those, that would be way different than it's kind of weird how just kind of the science of how like alcohol is produced kind of works like that. Just like if you have a little bit, if you just brew it one way, and how you drink alcohol in that way, it just has a major different impact. Same thing with wine. I mean, there's a whole different process of that. And if I were to have like maybe 3 or 4 glasses of wine, that would have a totally different impact than having this. And frankly, honestly, when it comes to alcohol experiences, at least hangover-wise, I usually get the worst out of wine experiences. Those tend to be the worst. The only other time was a moonshine experience, and that was exactly not pleasant at all. And frankly, pretty fucking horrible. Not the moonshine, though. I just had to lighten the fuck up on it, because I just didn't realize the fire I was playing with that night. Plus, I didn't eat anything that day. I remember that much. So, I kind of fucked myself. That's obviously a big mistake, so I've definitely have learned from that. At least when it comes to more heavier drinking like that shit. I mean, beers like this, I mean, if I don't exactly eat that much, it's not exactly that big of a deal, but I had a pretty good, nice little feast. Some of that chicken and potatoes, so I got some food in the belly. Speaking of which, I kind of like, I don't want like a full-on dinner, but I want a snack, but I'm just realizing I don't fucking have anything. I have $5. I got the food card too. You know what? I am like half tempted to make like a Sevy's run. And then kind of crash with a little snack. Because frankly, I'm like, not like hungry, but I could do it for a little snack. That's just the munchies. I'm just having the munchies. I'm just having the munchies right now. Do I want to do it? I'm contemplating this now. A late night fucking munchie run before I go to work at noon. Do I want to do that? If I do, then I actually can get a coffee for myself in the morning, so that will help me with waking up. Yeah, you know, that's probably a good idea. You know what? I think I've... Yeah, I think I got an idea. I have a little game plan. Now, the question is, I want to walk him. You know what? That's probably a good idea. I should probably give him a little walksies. He's kind of out and about right now. Little sweet buddy. You want to go on a little walk? I know you tend to be kind of a pain in the ass with that little harness, but... They want to? They look like you just kind of want to chill, but I don't want to, like... As soon as I leave, though, he's not going to be chill. That's the problem. I'm going to walk him. I don't want to have to deal with him. Oh, that's a sweet boy. Oh, look at her. Just a sweet, sweet little baby. You look fucking knocked out too, dude. Oh, cute little buddy. I like how you try to be a little helpful, but if anything, you actually made a lot of the problem worse. Look at you. You're so goofy. You're such a sweet boy. You're just a sweet little baby. Oh, look at you. Oh. That little face. That little face is just all smushed when you have your little neck all like protruded in your body. It's so cute. He's just a handsome little buddy. Here, before I smoke this last bowl, we'll give him a little show off here, because he's just being a sweet buddy. Oh, yes he is. Or, you know what, I don't know if this will help, but yeah, let me do this real quick. And that kind of did a little bit. Oh, look at you. Look at that little smushy face. Oh, he's so sweet. Yes he is. Oh, and when I get back, I can refill your little food bowl. Oh, just a sweet bye-bye. No sweet bye-bye, yes you is. Yeah. Jump, jump, jump. Sweet little thing. He's too friendly for his own good. I don't know that much. Too friendly for your own damn good, bro. Anyway. I call good. Oh wait, hold on. I got 4,000 word story ready to go for Friday. Fuck yeah, nice. That's good shit. You know, I'll just finish this up here. And do this. Well, that was smart. At least it was just a one. I thought it was going to be a bigger disaster. I was cringing for a bigger disaster, but it was just a singular can. And it didn't even make a lot of noise. Okay. Luck is on my side for that one moment. Yeah. Got like... Am I like somehow developing like sleep in my ass or some shit already? Like what the fuck? I'm not even asleep yet, body. Like the crusties and shit they get in your eye. Am I like somehow developing that already? Like yo, I'm not even like 100% tired, but as soon as I get in like a little munchy coma mode, especially after a quick little walk of Sukov and shit, like wow, you're grooming the peaches. Why? Bro. Stop doing that. That's just like, no one needs to see that. Well, I guess nobody but me is seeing that, but I wasn't showing him off when he was doing that. You're a goof. You are a goof. Anyway, I think before it gets any too later, I'll go grab me some of those munchies, because the realization that I don't have munchies here is a unforgivable sin, considering my Stoner antics. So I shall go address that and then put myself in a coma and hopefully, oh my god, knowing my mid-shift tomorrow, I know it's already gonna be fucked. So I'm just like, I'm just kind of wondering the fucking game plan with that, frankly, at this point, outside of my munchie run. Man, fuck that place. Fuck that place. Ugh. Like, a worker shouldn't necessarily have to feel this way going to work. Should just be kind of like a chill breeze and shit, but no. It's dread. It's angst. It's anxiety and hardship and stress all wrapped up into one hell ball. It's like, oh, great, yay. Fun. But, anyway. At least, till I get off work tomorrow. Because I won't really have enough time to stream tomorrow before I go to work. But, I'll be off on... I do, which will at least be around 8. So, at least till then, peace out. And of course...